Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. I hope the sound volume is okay. Let's see. That should be alright. If you can't hear me, let me know, and I will fix it. There we go. Alright. Let's see. It's kind of a quiet night tonight, so I thought I'd pick up something different. This has been sitting in my library for a little while. Just now getting around to trying it out. It's kind of funny how you buy a bunch of games and then never really play them, right? So I'm slowly working my way through my library. But alright, let's see. I don't know too much about this one. I vaguely recall the Steam trailer back when I first got it, but I did not rewatch it or anything like that before deciding to pick it up tonight. So we'll see how this goes. I'm assuming this is thriller, maybe borderline horror. I doubt it's horror. And I think I want to say... Is this the one where... It was the maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't want to say because I don't want to be wrong. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start a new game. There was like a opening sequence when I first opened this game that I'm kind of sad that I wasn't able to show. June 12th, Friday morning. I know those bitches have been talking about me behind my back. Let's do auto. Let's see how fast that is. They flash those fake smiles when I walk past. They wave half-heartedly and say things like, "Oh, hi, Emmy." Okay, too fast. They're all two-faced lying assholes. I hate each and every one of them. Amano, Sachiko, Kurosawa. Just look at them. Everything about them is fake. Fake lips, fake nails, fake smile, fake personalities. Look, I'll be the first to admit that I'm a fake bitch too, but even I know I'm not as bad as them. I'm not horrible to everyone I meet, just the ones I don't like. It's not fair that I have to work with them. I just wanted a part-time job, something breezy and casual. How was I supposed to know these delinquents would obsess over tormenting me? Amano is unbearable, but probably the least terrible of the three. She's a year younger than me, and acts like she's some famous pop idol. But she's a dropout, just like me, working in a dead-end part-time job just so her parents don't kick her out of her house. She spends her evenings singing at underground bars and hanging out with shady talent agents who swear they can promote her and make her the next big pop star. She gets taken advantage of time and time again, but never seems to learn her lesson. I don't know if she's just stupid, or if she really thinks she's on the right track to becoming famous. Sachiko is the kind of straight-laced girl you see at every school, studying her ass off to earn her parents' approval. The type of girl that always has the best grades, but never really has any friends. She's the kind of girl that graduates, and then the reality of the real world knocks her on her ass, and she realizes she actually has no clue what she's doing, just like the rest of us. So, she settles for the first crappy job she can find, and then suddenly it's 3 years later and she's still slaving away for asshole managers just to make ends meet. Instead of being humbled by her station in life, Sachiko decides to take her anger out on everyone around her. I've seen her slap customers out of frustration. Rumor has it that she strangled our boss on one occasion. Apparently, he's too afraid to fire her now. I don't blame him. I'm afraid of her too. And then there's Kurosawa. I could write an entire blog on all the things I hate about her. She's pretty, but she's very aware of it. She seems to have a new sugar daddy every few weeks. Some poor old fool she strings along and milks dry. She must be nearing 30, but all of her friends are still in senior high school. It's more than a little weird. They hang out around the train station, bullying homeless people and shoplifting from the convenience store. I'm pretty certain she's done time once. Oh, sorry. I'm pretty sure that she's done time once or twice. Kurosawa is just an all-around terrible person. She makes Amano and Sachiko look like saints in comparison. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a worse group of coworkers. Finally, there's me. Emi Katsuno. University dropout, part-time cashier, and up to my ears in debt. I live in a small apartment in a bad neighborhood just to keep my head above water. My apartment building is filled with deadbeats, loan sharks, junkies, perverts, you name it. Name is highlighted. By some miracle, I managed to snatch up the best apartment in the worst building. Although the place is nice, the rent is questionably low. I'm fully expecting the landlord to wander in one day and demand more money, or murder me. I'm constantly worried about money, worried about my safety, worried about what the hell I'm supposed to be doing with my life. As if that wasn't bad enough, I have to work 4 days a week with the 3 worst girls I've ever met in my life. Today's no different from any other day. Amano greets me at the door, her disgustingly puffy and pouty lips pulled back in a half-snarl, half-smile. I can smell the sickly sweet scent of too much lip gloss from 10 feet away.
Oh, hi, Emmy. You're late again, you know.
Bitch.
Yeah, sorry. Just let me past. I'll go clock in.
Whatever. Kurosawa wants to see you. Can you, just go see her?
Fine.
Amano walks off. I look around for Kurosawa. The stale stench of cigarette smoke eventually overwhelms the lingering scent of lip gloss in the air and leads me to her location.
You wanted me?
Katsuno, I need you to process a big refund. Don't mess it up, okay? It's for a regular customer.
Okay, I can do that. What am I refunding?
There's a bunch of shirts on the counter. Just ring them up and refund them for cash. You can leave the money in the envelope under the register.
Fine, I'll take care of it.
Thanks. I'm going for a smoke break.
I decide to clock in before processing the refund. I won't be paid for this shift if the company doesn't know I came into work. I go behind the counter and retrieve the sign-in booklet. I flip to today's date and fill in my details. Done and done. The shirts that Kurosawa mentioned are lying haphazardly over the counter. I pick them up and scan each one. They're not cheap. The first one rings up as 11,000 yen, and the next is 13,000. There are 6 shirts all up, each one a little more expensive than the last. They don't look worn, and the tags are intact. I'm supposed to ask for a receipt or proof of purchase before making a refund, but the customer is obviously not here. Besides, the request came directly from Kurosawa, my superior, so I can't exactly refuse. The refund goes through the system successfully, and the cash drawer opens up. I count out the correct amount of money in 10,000 yen bills, then pop an elastic band around the cash to put it in an envelope. I also print a copy of the refund receipt and slip it in with the cash. Job done. I slide the envelope back under the register and lean against the counter. Surveying the store, I can see that there aren't any customers around. It's still early in the morning after all. We don't usually get much business until around lunchtime. I hover around the counter for a while, biting my nails and staring at the clock to pass time. Kurosawa eventually returns from her smoke break. Half an hour must have passed by now. Who does she think she is?
You finished that refund?
Yeah, I did it just like you said.
Okay.
She rummages around underneath the cash register and pulls out the envelope stuffed with cash. Her fingers flick through it quickly, counting each note, and she nods as though satisfied.
Good work, Katsuno. I'll pass this on to the customer next time they come in.
No problem.
Anyway, I'll take over the cash register for a while. You want to go tidy up stock?
Yeah, okay.
I'm not too bothered if Kawasawa wants to take over my register duties. It's boring standing around, and much rather be doing something than nothing. As I head towards the rack of untidy jackets, Sachiko bumps into me.
Sorry, I didn't see you there.
Sorry? Did she actually just apologize to someone? Sachiko, the customer abuser?
That's fine. You okay?
I haven't been sleeping real well. I'm just tired, that's all.
Well, get some rest, I guess.
Thanks. Look, while I've got you here, I know I haven't really been easy to get along with lately. I've got my own personal issues, but that's no reason to take it out on you and the other girls.
I can't believe what I'm hearing here. Sachiko had a change of heart?
So I'm resigning as of today. I don't deserve this job. I wanted to apologize and make sure there's no bad blood between us.
Sachiko. I don't know what to say. I never expected this from you.
Yeah.
If you're resigning, do you have another job lined up?
No, not yet, but I need to work on myself first. I have a lot to think about.
Well, I mean, as long as you're sure about this.
I am.
In that case, then thank you for apologizing. I forgive you.
Thank you, Emmy. Well, until next time then.
Yeah. Until next time.
Sachiko takes her leave. I'm still a bit taken aback by her sudden personality change. Did I misjudge her from the start? No, that can't be it. She has a history of abusing customers and coworkers. No way I imagined all that. Regardless, I'm actually kind of glad she's trying to get a grip on her life. I hope everything works out for her. If she's resigning today, then I suppose the only two terrible co-workers left are Amano and Kurosawa. I glance at Amano, who is standing by the door, waiting to greet customers. She has a vacant expression on her face, like always. Then I look towards the register, where Kurosawa should have been standing. But she's not there. Didn't she offer to take over register duties for me? Where the hell did she disappear to? I wander behind the counter. The register doesn't look like it's been touched. Out of curiosity, I slide my hand around under the register. And the cash-stuffed envelope is gone. No sign of it. The receipt from the refund is lying on the floor. I bend down and pick it up. It's a standard refund receipt stating the value of the transaction. My name is signed at the bottom since I was the one who processed it. The refunded money is gone, and so is Kurosawa. Did she... No, she couldn't have. Surely she wouldn't have run off with the money. No one would be stupid enough to risk their job over that, would they?
Ah, there's Katsuno. You should go ask her about it.
Huh? Kurosawa is still here? She seemed to pop up from nowhere.
Katsuno, a word, if you please.
Hiroda, the manager of the store. He normally spends his time in the office out back, so it's kind of unusual to see him here. What could he want with me?
Kurosawa was tending to the register when she noticed the system flagged a large refund as suspicious. Do you know anything about it?
Well, yeah, I processed a big refund this morning.
Is that so? Do you have the receipt?
Here.
I hand him the transaction receipt that's still between my fingers. He looks it over once, then twice, his eyebrows furrowing.
This is quite a large refund. No wonder the system flagged it. Did you get approval from Kurosawa before processing this?
Kurosawa was the one who asked me to process it, sir. I never even spoke to the customer that it was intended for.
That's not true, Hirota. I don't know anything about this refund.
Wait, what?
Where is the refunded money now?
Well, I put it in an envelope underneath the register, but
There's no money here, sir. She's lying to you.
Interesting. No money to be found. And Katsuno, you're the one who signed off on the refund. That makes you responsible.
yeah, I did sign it, but
You're going to have to tell the truth, Katsuno. Did you take the money? Don't make me get the police involved.
Wait, hang on. Do you think I stole it? Kurosawa asked me to process the refund and leave the cash in an envelope.
Nonsense. That's simply irresponsible. It's not safe to leave cash out of the register.
But
I feel my stomach beginning to sink. What exactly is happening here?
Confess at once, Katsuno.
I didn't steal the damn money! If anyone stole it, it was that bitch Kurosawa!
Enough! We're not going to stand here and argue about this like bickering school children. Sachiko!
Like a serpent slithering out of the shadows, Sachiko slides beside Hirota.
Yeah, Sirita?
Did you witness Katsuno take an envelope of cash from the register?
Oh, yes, sir. Just this morning. She acted like she was processing a refund, then pocketed the cash. I meant to bring it to your attention sooner, but...
Sachiko, that bitch, she hasn't changed at all. She just sold me out. I managed to catch a glimpse of Kurosawa smirking at Sachiko. They nod in unison and giggle. Are they in this together? Are they throwing me under the bus just so they can steal some cash? I can't believe it. I'm so frickin' angry.
There you have it. A witness to your crime. Kurosawa, if you would kindly call the police.
Yes, sir.
Wait just a minute!
I scream louder than intended, but my blood is boiling and I can barely control myself.
I didn't steal any money. Why don't you check the security cameras, huh? You'll see that I'm innocent.
Oh, you know those cameras haven't worked in months, right? I suppose nowadays they're mostly just for show. Of course, if Hirota really wants me to, I could go double check just to be sure. Though, I think that would just be a waste of time.
Thank you, but that won't be necessary, Kurosawa.
Kurosawa's eyes narrow as she gazes at me wickedly.
Amano, please show everybody what you found.
You got it, boss.
I didn't even realize Amano was part of this discussion. She is leering at me disgustingly and slapping an envelope against her open palm.
Found this wad of cash in Katsuno's locker out back.
I can feel the blood drain from my face. I haven't even been out back today. Are they all in this against me? Did they plant evidence to get me in trouble?
You're lying! I haven't even had time to go out back today!
I mean, what do you want me to say? You think the cash just appeared out of nowhere?
It would seem all the evidence is against you, Katsuno. Since we located the money, I won't have you arrested. But you will not step foot in this store ever again. Do I make myself clear? You're fired, and I will make sure you never work in any of our stores again.
I'm speechless. I can't even process my thoughts. The quiet giggling and snickering of Kurosawa, Sachiko, and Amano buzzes in my ears until my skull feels like it's going to burst. Hirota grabbed my shoulder and tries to lead me outside, but I jerk away and stumble backward. My body slams into the glass window at the front of the store. Thankfully, the glass doesn't shatter, but I can immediately feel a bruise forming. I push myself forward, regain my balance, and duck towards the sliding door.
See you around, Emmy. Oh well, I guess not, hey?
I blink tears out of my eyes as I dash through the store's front door. My anger and fear and anxiety get the better of me, and it's a good 5 or 10 minutes before I realize that I've been running aimlessly through the shopping mall. I reach a hand to my eyes and wipe the moisture away and take a deep breath. I look around, trying to break, trying to get my bearings. Sorry. Let's see. The first time chat. Oh, it's just a scam. Okay. Alright, the escalators. At least I know where I am. I need to sit down and compose myself, but if I don't calm down, I might be tempted to return to the store and start punching those 3 absolute assholes. With my head down, I blindly charge towards a small seating area.
Watch out!
I collide headfirst with someone in front of me. Without thinking, I scream out in anger.
Watch where you're going!
Sorry.
Wait, this girl, I know her from somewhere.
Katsuno? Is that you?
Huh? I know you. Have we met?
Yes, of course. We graduated from senior high school together. Remember?
Did we?
Senior high school was more than a year ago. Feels like a different lifetime. How does she expect me to remember that?
Maybe. Yeah, you're Sato, right? Aoi Sato?
That's me. You do remember.
Well, kinda. Sorry. I've had a crappy day. I just got fired, so I'm not thinking straight.
You got fired. I'm really sorry. You bumped into me pretty hard. Are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Aoi is rubbing her arm tenderly. I figure I might have injured her, but I'm not really in the mood to stand here and apologize to some old acquaintance.
I have to go. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
I push past Aoi. Unexpectedly, the shy and spineless girl grabs my arm and stops me from leaving. Her grip is surprisingly strong.
Katsuno? You said that you just got fired. Is that true?
Wait, yeah, I'm pissed off about it.
Tell me what happened.
Why are you so interested?
I just thought maybe I could help is all.
Whatever.
You can't help. Some bitch set me up. She stole a bunch of money and made me take the fall.
I see.
Are we done here? Can I leave now?
Sorry for keeping you.
Yeah, okay.
Once again, I turn to leave, but Aoi's next words managed to catch my interest.
You know, if someone got you fired, there is a way you could get revenge.
Revenge? What is this girl on about? Does she have some way for me to get back at Kurosawa? What am I thinking? I can't even step foot back in the store. My chance to get any kind of justice just doesn't exist.
Revenge? What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind. I shouldn't have said anything.
Hell no. You're not going cold on me now. Tell me what you meant.
Oh, okay. But let's talk quietly.
Give me just one moment to fix a setting on my Streamlabs.
There may be a way for you to get back at whoever got you fired.
There we go. I wanted to get that little bit of text off of my stream. Alright, here we go. There may be a way for you to get back at whoever got you fired.
Have you heard the rumors of Corpse Girl's website?
That sounds so promising. Alright, let's get back to it.
Corpse Girl? Who is that? Sounds like some death metal band.
Aoi ignores my comment and continues on with her speech.
They say that if you visit Corpse Girl's website, you can request a death.
Request a death? What is this girl ranting about? This girl looks so sweet and innocent, and she is just what is coming out of her mouth sounds like just absolutely awful.
Hang on, start over. I'm completely lost.
Aoi frowns and a look of annoyance on her face.
Say somebody wrongs you, and you want to get revenge on them.
Go on.
Rumors state that you can visit Corpse Girl's website and fill out a form in order to request a specific person's death.
This Corpse Girl. Is she, like, a hitman or something?
No one knows the truth. All I know is that her victims always receive a photo of their own corpse before they die.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I've been wanting to use the website for some time. There's somebody that I'd be happier without. But I'm not brave enough to go through with it. Still, I want to know if the rumors are true. If you use the website, you could tell me if it works or not.
This whole thing sounds sketchy. Risky. Are the police gonna come get me if I go on this website?
I've got no idea.
Well, thanks, I guess.
Aoi doesn't make any further attempt to stop me when I turn on my heel and walk away. I don't know what to make of her suggestion. Can such a website even exist? The ability to request a death just sounds so unbelievable. And yet... I find myself unable to get the possibilities out of my mind as I make my way towards the train station. Corpse Girl, a website tailored for revenge. I could daub in Kurosawa, Sachiko, Amano. Let's see. If I could remain anonymous, then no matter what happens, whatever fate befalls those girls, it couldn't be traced back to me. I start to wonder if ordering the deaths of a few girls simply because they got me fired is a little extreme. Maybe. Although they're not exactly saints, they're closer to human garbage more than anything else. They've always been hostile towards me. I'll probably be doing the world a favor if I had them all killed. If they screwed me over without a second thought, who knows what they might do to their next unsuspecting victim. Yeah, killing all three of them is the right thing to do. Removing them from the planet will prevent them from hurting anyone else. My heart begins to race. The trip back to my apartment is boring. The train carriage is nearly empty, save for a few junior high school boys and a couple of women in business attire. I have a few seats all to myself, so I sprawl out and check my phone for messages. When I feel confident that no one in the carriage is watching me, I decide to search for Corpse Girl's website on my phone. I don't exactly know how easy it will be to find. Maybe I should have asked Aoi for the address. Well, a quick search wouldn't be too hard. I begin to type. ME. Corpse Girl's website. A few results pop up on my screen, but none of them seem relevant. There are links to funeral services and anime fan sites, but nothing really matches what I'm looking for. Maybe this was a bad idea. I should probably delete my search history.
Maybe just one more search. Corpse Girl. Request... death.
My phone seems to lag for a few seconds as the search is submitted. Then, a fresh list of links appear. The top result catches my eye immediately.
Corpse Girl, revenge at your fingertips.
This must be it. I click the link and the website loads immediately. The website is simple. There's a freaky little dancing girl at the top of the screen who looks too happy to belong on such a site. The whole site is very basic. A small blurb of text offers instructions.
Request a death. Fill out your victim's information and upload a photo of them. Your victim will receive a photo of their own corpse shortly before they die. Watch out. Don't be an idiot and enter your own information, or you will be cursed. What the hell? Is this site actually for real?
I start to wonder if I should go through with this. There's very little useful information on this site. I mean, it does say request a death, but come on. Is someone actually going out of their way to kill the person I choose? And how on earth can someone receive a photo of their own corpse before they're actually dead? That just doesn't make any sense. My heart suddenly skips a beat and I nearly drop my phone when it buzzes at me.
Thank God. It's just a text message.
An unknown number. That's never a good thing. Wait a minute, there's a photo attachment. Who would be sending me a photo from an unknown number? Oh my gosh. My curiosity gets the better of me and I open the message. Oh god. Kurosawa, you freaking bitch. I knew it. I knew she set me up, and Amano and Sachiko are in on it too. I would be sending that picture directly back to the manager. They made me process a fake refund to get the cash out of the register so that my name would be on the transaction. And all for what? A bit of cash they'd have to split 3 ways?
Kurosawa, I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
A few of the junior high school boys nearby look at me with worried expressions, but I don't give a damn. I'm angry. I'm furious. Kurosawa is going to pay. I close Kurosawa's message and return to Corpse Girl's website. It's clear what has to be done. I'm going to request Kurosawa's death. I read the website's instructions one more time to make sure I haven't missed anything important.
Enter the victim's phone number. Upload a photo of the victim.
I can't believe it. Kurosawa just signed her own death sentence. She sent me a photo of herself, and her phone number was included with the message. I fill in the phone number and upload the photo, my hands trembling the whole time. My thumb hovers over the submit button. I feel a chill down my spine, my face turns pale, and I immediately feel cold and clammy. Is Kurosawa really going to die if I use this website? Or is this all a sick hoax? I run through the possible outcomes in my head. First possibility, nothing happens and Kurosawa is none the wiser. Second possibility, Kurosawa gets pranked by whoever is running this website, maybe the administrator gets a kick from tormenting people. Kurosawa might just receive some spam texts or something like that. Third possibility, Kurosawa dies, she gets murdered or some elaborate scheme is concocted to make her die accidentally. My lips curl in a frenzied smile. I like the third possibility the most. I slam my thumb down and smash the submit button. Prepare for the end, Kurosawa. Interesting so far. June 12th, Friday evening. When I get home, I can barely contain my nervousness. I'm shaking as I open the door to my apartment. By the time I walk through the door, the sun has just started to set behind the backdrop of the city. Even though it's not dark yet, I'm feeling physically and mentally drained. The drama at work this morning, the taunting laugh of Kurosawa, I feel exhausted, just like I want to crawl into bed and sleep. Despite my dipping energy levels, I can't extinguish the burning question flickering within my mind like a candle flame. How will I know when, or if, Kurosawa is dead? Will Corpse Girl's website notify me? No, of course not. I didn't give any of my personal information on the site. The entire thing was anonymous. And it's not like I can visit the store tomorrow and see if she comes into work. I'll be kicked out as soon as I show my face. So, what do I do?
That's it.
I whip my phone out of my purse and open Noise, a social network app that all my coworkers are connected to. Kurosawa, Sachiko, Amano, and I are all in this group chat labeled Work Life. We use the chat to swap shifts with each other and complain about the boss. Just as I was hoping, I haven't been kicked out from the group just yet. I swipe through the list of chat members and tap on Kurosawa's profile. Last online, 1 hour ago. Perfect! If I use this app, I can keep an eye on when Kurosawa is active. She only has been using her phone for Noise to detect that she's online. She doesn't necessarily have to be using Noise itself. It's the best way I can think of to monitor if she's still alive or not. It will do for now, at least. I wonder why Kurosawa sent me that photo of herself via a regular text message, instead of through Noise. Maybe she thought she could be busted if someone got into her Noise profile. Who knows what that girl was thinking. Regardless, I'm thankful she made such a stupid mistake. I wouldn't have obtained her phone number if she had decided to message me through Noise instead. After all, Noise is strictly an online service, no need for phone numbers. Come to think of it, where did she get my phone number from? Well, no matter. It worked out in the end. I slump down on the couch in front of the TV and keep my phone firmly gripped in one hand, my knuckles whitening. I start to bite my fingernails on the other hand out of anxiety. In an attempt to distract myself, I switch the TV on and stream some stupid reality shows. The distraction hardly works, and I find myself instinctively glancing at the phone every couple of minutes, waiting for any kind of update on Kurosawa's online status. The evening passes slowly. June 13th, Saturday morning. Sunlight streams through the open curtains, and I startle. Did I fall asleep on the couch? I wipe my mouth with my sleeve, cleaning off a trickle of drool from my chin. My phone is still in one hand, and I quickly check it. I tap the fingerprint-smeared screen, but it's not responding. The battery died. I must have fallen asleep and left the screen on all night. I race towards my charger and plug it in, anxiously waiting for just enough energy to turn the phone screen back on. After what seems like an eternity, the phone comes to life and I catch a glimpse of the clock as I swipe the lock screen away. 6:34 a.m. I open up Noise as quickly as I can to flick through Kurosawa's profile. This profile is private. You are not connected to this person.
Damn it! She blocked me!
I frantically navigate to the group chat, only to find that I've been kicked out.
Damn it! Damn it!
What can I do now? I've got no way of knowing if Kurosawa is still alive. I slam my phone down in frustration, and it vibrates in retaliation. Another text message. I blink a couple of times. Who would be texting me at this hour? It might be Kurosawa again, trying to rub my face in her victory. Well, if that's the case, at least I would know that she's still alive. I hesitatingly pick up my phone again and open the message. There's no text, just a photo attachment. Uh-oh. That's not good.
What the hell is this?
I nearly dropped my phone in terror. A photo of a dead body, twisted, crumpled, like it had fallen from a great height, a splatter of blood that is flecked across the grass. It's hard to make out the details of the person. Dirty blonde hair, familiar clothes, smudged makeup. This dead body, is it supposed to be me? There can be no mistaking it. Without a doubt, this is a picture of my own corpse. I shriek again, unable to process what I'm seeing. I'm so entranced by the battered corpse that it takes me a minute to notice the timestamp on the corner of the photo. It's today's date, but something is off. The time says 7:28 a.m. That's about an hour from now. I shiver involuntarily and feel a sickening sensation of bile rising in my throat.
This photo. Is this a prediction of my death? Am I going to die within the hour?
And then the truth hits me harder than my face hit the ground in that grisly photo. When you request a death on Corpse Girl's website, your victim receives a photo of their own corpse before they die. Before they die. I can't look at it anymore. I throw my phone to the side and curl up on the floor. Did Corpse Girl send this to me, and how? How did somebody get a photo of my corpse? A photo that is seemingly from the future. It's impossible. It has to be a hoax. Some trick, some psycho tormenting me.
Yeah, that's all it is. Someone is messing with me. Probably Kurosawa.
I get up off the floor and stumble around. I kind of feel lightheaded and unbalanced, and my stomach feels queasy, ready to launch its contents through my throat at any second. I blindly reach around for my phone and finally grasp it with near-frozen fingers. The phone number that sent the photo, it's an unknown number, but the digits don't match the number that Kurosawa texted me from yesterday. So, it's unlikely this came from her. Bizarrely, the phone number is kind of weird. There are more digits than should be possible. I try to count them, but stumble a few times in confusion. I eventually conclude the number has 18 digits, way too many. In addition, the phone number seems to repeat digits a lot. 666-33, 666-22, 666-44, 666. It seems too strange to be real. Is it possible to fake a phone number? Something interesting catches my attention. Even though the caller ID doesn't recognize the number, it has data on the origin of the number. Tokyo, Japan, my very own city. Perhaps the sender of the photo can mask their number, but they can't hide their location. This gives me an idea, and I decide to get to the bottom of the situation, despite my head throbbing and my stomach pleading to be emptied. I punch the phone number into a search engine along with the keyword Tokyo. One result. The link points to a popular discussion board, Noise Channel. It's an anonymous board where users can talk about almost anything. And, no big surprise, it's owned and operated by the very same company behind the Noise app I use on my phone. I tap the link and it gets taken to a discussion topic from less than a week ago. I quickly read through it. Topic: strange photo from unknown number. Hey, so today I got a strange gore photo from a number I don't have in my contacts. Not sure what the deal is. It was gross though. Wondering if any hackers can trace the number or something? It's 666-33, 666-22, 666-44, 666. Seems like Tokyo area. I'm in Osaka. Okay, thanks in advance. The topic has only one reply. One reply reads, strange photo from unknown number. You got this too? Was the gore photo a picture of yourself? I'm worried. I received a similar pic from the same number. Thinking about contacting the police, not sure if I'm overreacting. And that's it. That's the end of the discussion. Neither poster followed up on the conversation.
Damn it. That's all?
That didn't give me anything to go on, except now I know that at least 2 other people have received bloody photos of themselves. I wonder if those photos were as extreme as the one I received. What happened to those 2 posters? Why didn't they continue to the discussion? I feel myself beginning to sweat. My body is going from cold to hot and back again several times a minute. I feel like I have a fever, but I know it's just stress tearing me up. I check the time. It's 6:59 a.m. About half an hour until the time printed on the photo. I take a deep breath and the doorbell buzzes. I freeze in place, unsure whether I should answer the door. In this sketchy apartment building, it's a risk to answer the door on any given day, before even taking into consideration that some psycho just texted me a photo of my own corpse. I tiptoe the door on stiff legs and gaze through the peephole. There's no one there. I breathe a sigh of relief. Maybe I'm just on edge and the doorbell echoed from someone else's apartment. Besides, I don't know of anyone who would visit me unannounced, especially this early in the morning. I slump to the floor, my back sliding down the door as I come to rest on the carpet, my legs splayed out haphazardly in front of me. I've had enough beer for one day. I have to just believe this whole thing is a hoax. It's probably karma for trying to get revenge on Kurosawa. Yeah, that's it. Karma. The doorbell rings again and I scream in shock, my head slamming against the door I was resting against. I jump to my feet and ignore the people, this time simply swinging the door wide open. A gust of chilly morning air sweeps into the apartment and I shut my eyes tightly against the sudden cold. My messy hair tangles in the wind and obscures my vision when I open my eyes. Quickly, I sweep the hair out of my face and look around. There's no one here except A metal trolley is blocking the walkway in front of my door. A stark white bag, about the size of a human body, rests atop the trolley. My heart begins to race as I immediately recognize what this is. On TV, they always show these trolleys used in morgues and cart dead bodies around. Dead bodies. The vomit that has been trying to escape my body all morning finally finds its way out of my mouth. I retch and heave in the doorway until nothing is left inside my belly except the stinging stomach acid that threatens to burn through its fleshing container. The stench wafting from the trolley is overwhelming. Pinching my nostrils closed does little more than trap the horrific odor inside my own skull, and I gag and sputter involuntarily. My hand reaches forward as though controlled by some being other than myself. I can't pull it back, and I can't prevent my fingers from grasping the zipper tag attached to the front of the body bag. I unzip the bag. Interesting. And there I am, a wretched corpse exposed to the day's first rays of sunlight. I stand here in the doorway as I lay there atop the trolley, simultaneously alive and dead, but more dead than alive in both bodies. The bruising on my face is horrific, and I reach a stiff finger to my own lips, my living lips, tracing the outline of the bruise I see before me. There's no pain where the bruise should be, and I breathe a sigh of relief, for why would there be any pain if I'm already dead? I feel pain would be absurd, and then I would really have to start worrying. To feel pain would be absurd. I wonder how I died. Did I fall from a great height? Did someone hit me with a car? Or did I collapse from some internal reason, perhaps from organ failure? Or some undiagnosed sickness? Maybe I didn't die and the corpse in front of me is alive, living and breathing, just as I do while standing in front of myself. Maybe this is all a prank I've pulled on myself. Dying just as a joke, but never really dying, always living until the point I actually die, and it's no longer a prank. My head is splitting. I can't think straight. All the thoughts in my mind are jumbled, and the meanings behind unspoken words disappearing behind foggy clouds inside my shattered skull. To clear my head, I stepped around my corpse and stand by the walkway's railing. Just a moment, please. I'm on the 4th floor of the apartment building. There are 2 floors above me, so I could go higher if I wish, but I'm pretty sure a leap from here would be enough to render my living body identical to that corpse on the trolley. At this point in time, there exist 2 versions of Emi Katsuno. One is living, and is me, and the other is dead, but is also me. I can choose now to be alive and dead, or be dead and dead, but I cannot choose to be alive and alive. What is going on? So even if I choose to be alive and dead, I'll still only be half alive, but choosing dead and dead is nice and clean, absolute, and indisputably solid state of existence. I grip the cool steel handrail and lean over the walkway, my hair whipping against my face thanks to the relentless wind. 4 stories below me is a small courtyard, paved with concrete and decorated with the occasional shrub or flower bed. I miss the concrete by about 2 feet. Dirt sprays up into the air as my nose is crushed under my own weight. I think about that photo Kurosawa sent me, and with her smug smile and her hands full of stolen money, my teeth grind into my tongue and sever it, but it doesn't manage to escape my closed mouth. My mind wanders and settles on Corpse Girl's website. What was all that about anyway? As far as I know, nothing happened when I submitted Kurosawa's details. Maybe Kurosawa found the website as well and submitted my details first. I guess Corpse Girl got me. Well played, Kurosawa. I think I can taste blood in my mouth, but it might just be the memory of some other point in my lifetime. A blinking light from a nearby parked car kind of irritates me, but then my vision turns blue or black, and my only concern is how I'll never truly know what. Ooh, this is a lot of reading. It's getting pretty intense so far. We'll have to see how this goes. Prologue clear. Okay. Act 1, Noriko Kurosawa. 3 weeks earlier. May 25th, Monday morning. I've always liked the shape of my eyes. I can be critical about other parts of my body, but I'll never complain about my eyes. With or without makeup, I think they look great. Mother used to tell me I inherited her eyes, and my big sister inherited Father's eyes. To be honest, I don't see any of Father's features in myself or my sister, but I do agree that my eyes are an exact replica of Mother's. Mother doesn't see too well anymore, and that might be something I have to worry about in the future. But for now, my eyes are perfect, and I couldn't be happier with them. I wear eyeshadow and eyeliner to bring out my best features. Some people tell me I use too much makeup, and that I tend to overdo it and make myself look intimidating. Well, I don't really care. I mostly like the way I look, and honestly, how many people can claim the same? Today's morning ritual is the same as any other workday. I'm a slave to the wage, and I'm not proud of it. Call me a corporate sellout, but I can't survive without money. My alarm goes off at 6 a.m. The shower is running by 6:05, and I'm dry and dressed by 6:15. I skip breakfast because I'm watching my figure, and spend until 6:30 working on my makeup. I'm out of my cramped shoebox apartment by 6:45 a.m. Sometimes I catch my neighbor returning home from his overnight shift, and if so, I exchange simple pleasantries with him and continue on my way. Today, there is no sign of my neighbor, so I don't slow down as I descend the stairs and exit the building. Hitting the convenience store for a can of coffee saps another few minutes from each day. I prefer sweet milk coffees, but every now and then I'm in the mood for rich black coffee. Regardless, I never start my day without it. I don't always need the energy boost, but it helps to stop my stomach from growling. It's a milk coffee kind of day, so I pay for my favorite brand and get out of the store in no time. The canned coffee dives into my handbag as I continue on my way. The train station is always busy in the morning, and it's usually a struggle to navigate my way to the correct platform in time for the 7:12 a.m. train. Today is no different. However, I always make it in time, because my routine has been perfected over the last few months. I board the train bound for Shinjuku. A cursory glance reveals that there are no empty seats, so I push through the throng of bodies and stand against the carriage wall. Whenever there are seats available, I like to sit and read, but it's much more common to have to stand and stare at my phone screen like almost everyone else. When I do read, I read the classics: Stoker, Lovecraft, Poe. Horror, Western horror at that, is my favorite genre. And of course, faithful translations into Japanese are as good as it gets. My English isn't nearly strong enough to read those novels in the original language. If I'm stuck staring at my phone screen, I like to stalk people online. Acquaintances, or a few friends I have, lead such boring lives. They post about the most mundane topics, all day, every day, acting like they'll shrivel up and die unless they get the attention they seek. I find their dull, tedious lives simply fascinating. From behind the safety of a glass wheel, I can fulfill my voyeuristic fetishes and consume as much pointless information as I desire. Knowing every mundane tidbit of people's daily lives turns me on. Okay. This morning is the same as any other. I stare down at the phone held in my frail hand. My fingers move of their own accord, scrolling and tapping against the black-lit display, pausing, pondering, pouncing on any post or picture that my pupils haven't yet consumed. Standing in the train carriage, packed to the gills with people, I can't help but feel my face getting flushed and my steamy breath escaping my lips. I digest post after post, photo after photo, memorizing and the comings and goings of every single person on my noise activity feed. I catch my breath I catch my breathing getting heavier, my gasp becoming short and sharp. Ray went to the dentist yesterday for a root canal. Mizuno shared some photos from her international vacation. Kawahara objects to owning pets and thinks all animals should be free. PETA alert. My cheeks glow crimson. My chest begins rising and falling quickly. I clutch the collar of my shirt, knuckles whitening, knees shaking. A few people in the carriage start to move away from me, but I barely notice them. My fingers keep scrolling I hit the jackpot. A new post from a coworker at my office. Tomoe Watanabe. She's a gal girl, the type with heavy fake tan, bleached blonde hair, and questionable clothes. I hate her, but I love her pose. This morning's update reads, Tomomo, 53 minutes ago. Just found this Corpse Girl website. Such fake bull. Waiting to meet a bitch to try it on. Tomo just discovered Corpse Girl's website, huh? I feel a slight squeal trying to escape from my throat as my legs threaten to buckle underneath me. I can't take the excitement anymore, and I have to force my phone from my hands and bury it at the bottom of my handbag. Deep breaths, Noriko. Deep breaths. I need to calm down and control myself. Composure is key. I close my eyes and let the cool breath of air whistle through my slightly parted lips. Feeling a little calmer, no longer ready to explode, I analyze the information I just read. Tomo wants to try out Corpse Girl's website. That's good. That's very, very good. Rumor has it that you can visit the website and request the death of somebody you know. How and if the victim dies isn't known to the public. Because of that, some people are pretty quick to dismiss the site as a hoax. However, the most interesting part isn't how or if the victim dies, but rather what happens to the victim before they die. Supposedly, the victim will receive a photo of their own corpse. How this photo exists before the victim's life is snuffed out isn't public knowledge. But the thought of this phenomenon occurring is utterly intriguing. Nevertheless, the site has been gaining popularity lately, at least in certain corners of the internet. Message boards like Noise Channel and other similar sites have picked up on the rumors and like to exaggerate the website's authenticity. The fact that someone like Tomo, a rather dense, dim-witted individual, has discovered the website means that it's actually more well-known than I previously thought. It means that people are actually talking about it outside the internet. Chances are good that Tomo will want to try it out and request the death of someone in the office, a coworker. Me, perhaps. She hates my guts as much as I hate hers. Finally, something exciting is going to happen in our dull workplace.
The next station is Shinjuku. The doors on the right side will open. Please change here for the Chuo line, the Shonan Shinjuku line, the Saikyo line.
Ooh, I don't know how people talk a lot. Alright, let's see. As the automated announcement reads through a list of connecting train lines, I get ready to disembark. The train pulls to a stop, and I contort my body around the other passengers in an attempt to exit the train. So this was the game I thought it was, by the way. I thought that, I was vaguely under the impression that there was something like it was almost like a Death Note vibe kind of thing. And yeah, it turns out that it actually is, you go on this website, you request a death, such and so forth. So far, it's been pretty good. I am struggling reading, as you can tell. I'm trying my best. I'm sorry. But it's been good. I am definitely on board with the synopsis for this, and we'll have to see how it goes. Alright, let's see. Finally free from the tangled mass of flesh, I hasten my pace and navigate through the Labyrinthine Station. Ugh, tongue twister. I take the exit closest to my office and settle into the slower walk. I'm on time, and I never desire to reach my office any earlier than needed. It doesn't take long for the looming office tower to enter my field of vision. 32 stories of office space, all crammed into one slim tower. The name Temujin is stamped across the structure in gigantic block letters. If you're looking for this building in Shinjuku, you can't possibly miss it. Temujin carries the title of Japan's third biggest banking corporation. It's a gigantic company with other branches in Kyoto, Osaka, Sapporo, Fukuoka, and a dozen smaller cities I don't even remember. I've worked here for close to 3 months now. Not a long time in the grand scheme of things. That said, I'm only a temp, and all I do is data entry. I work on the 14th floor along with about 60 other junior employees, including gal girl Tomo Watanabe. I don't speak to many of my coworkers. That's the way I like it. When I reach the building, I enter through the giant double sliding doors and find myself in a familiar lobby. Comfortable couches line the walls, circling a receptionist desk. 4 large elevators are tucked away in a nook behind the reception desk. It's already busy this morning, though to be fair, this place is packed all the time. I avoid the crowds of sharply dressed business people, feeling a little out of place in my semi-formal shirt and skirt. Ducking into a newly opened elevator, I tap my employee ID card to the backlit panel and press the button for my floor. The doors close and the elevator begins its smooth ascent. I'm surprised to find that I'm the only one traveling up. I reach my floor and listen to the soothing chime as the doors open, revealing an open layout office before me. The static drone of workspace noise fills my ears. Conversation. Ringing phones, fingers tapping against keyboards, photocopiers. Even with the steady, low hum of the air conditioner contributes to the overall din. I make my way to the desk, stationed in the middle of the floor and surrounded by dozens of other identical desks. As I walk, somebody taps me on the shoulder gently.
Good morning, Kurosawa.
Shinya Fujikawa, my senior, though he's really only a couple months older than me. He's worked here for a whole year after taking an internship straight out of senior high school. He's not an intern anymore, though I'm not quite sure of his job title.
Morning, Fujikawa.
How was your commute this morning?
Fine, same as usual.
That's good to hear. Did you read any of your novels?
He is referring to the horror books I like to read. I can tell from his tone that he doesn't exactly approve of the subject matter. I've known Shinya since junior high. We go way back, but I wouldn't exactly call us friends. However, he is the one that landed me this job, even though it's just a temporary contract. I've always had the feeling that he's a bit sweet on me. I could be way off the mark, though.
Well, I couldn't get a seat on the train today. Too hard to read while standing.
Ah, that's a shame. You, still haven't accepted my, friend request, did you know?
I have to fight the urge to roll my eyes. He's a nice guy, but we connected on Noise once before and I had to delete him. He's super obsessed with his father's detective work, and all he ever posts about is his assumptions and theories on petty crime cases. Normally, I'd find anyone on my friends list fascinating, but here's the thing. Shinya never posts about his personal life. All he writes are long-winded rants on boring cases. It's far beyond the amount of dullness even I can stand. I fish my phone out of my handbag and pretend that I'm looking at Noise.
Oh, how about that? Looks like I don't have any incoming friend requests.
I quickly dip my phone back into my bag.
How peculiar. Well, I'll try and nudge again later.
Sure, no problem.
Well, anyway, I better get to it. work hard today, okay?
You got it.
Shinya offers a formal bow and goes on his way. Before I can take a step towards my desk, a mocking voice whispers in my ear.
How long are you gonna lead on sweet little Shinya?
I shiver and find Tomo Watanabe lurking right behind me, buzzing around my neck like an irritating mosquito.
That poor boy really has the hots for ya. When are you gonna tell him you're a cold-hearted psycho?
Listen, I'm not leading him on, and I'm no psycho.
Huh. Sounds like something a real psycho type would say, don't you reckon?
Of course, this is none other than Gal Girl Tomo, the very same brain-dead moron who posted this morning about wanting to try Corpse Girl's website. She's the kind of person that likes to stir up trouble and instigate conflict. She's had her vacant eyes on me since the day I first stepped foot in the office. She loves to torment me any chance she gets. Maybe I rubbed her the wrong way somehow, though I'm not sure what I ever did to her. Even though she's a data entry temp like me, she's worked here just a little longer than I have. Unfortunately, that means I have to defer to her as my superior in this professional environment. She knows as much and likes to take advantage of the fact as often as possible.
It's funny, you know. You don't look like the type of skank to lead on a goody-goody like Shinya.
I told you, I'm not leading him on.
Well, if you're not interested, maybe I'll take him out this weekend and tongue him at the cinema.
Gross. Do what you want, but I doubt he's into someone with your, looks.
Oh yeah? What would you know? You think he likes your flat chest, little Miss Gothic Lolita?
I know I should shrug off comments such as this, and normally I would. But backing down from Tomo isn't something I can do easily.
I'll give you a tip. Guys like Shinya are smart. Clever. If you want to impress him, don't let him know your head is as full of air as your inflatable breasts.
A flash of crimson lights up Tomo's face, and she looks ready to lash out at me. A group of coworkers, juniors like us, look over to us in concern. Tomo takes a step back from me, but not before signaling a rude gesture with her fingers.
We ain't done here, Noriko. Watch your back.
I'm trembling.
Tomo walks away and I breathe a sigh of relief. If it wasn't for having to deal with her, I wouldn't dread coming to work every day. Anyway, I wonder when she's planning to test out Corpse Girl's website. Will she try it on me since we just fought? I'm not really sure if I should be excited or scared. Either way, it will definitely be fun to find out what happens if she does try the website. I finally reach my desk and take note of the time. I was supposed to start working 5 minutes ago, so I quickly log into my computer and check today's task list. It's all standard stuff today. I need to transfer a few tables and numbers from a spreadsheet to onto our company's online database. When I'm done, I have to run it by a few other people and then commit the changes to the server. The work is dull and repetitive, but my salary isn't bad. On the plus side, I get to wear headphones and listen to music while I work. I dip into my handbag and retrieve my headphones, my phone, a can of milk coffee, and a handful of breath mints. I lay them out on my desk neatly. I slip my headphones on, plug them into my phone, and play on my work playlist. Loud symphonic metal lovingly thrashes in my ear as I crack open the can of coffee and take a long sip.
Okay, let's get started.
I return home to my quiet, cramped apartment after work. The place is eerily silent, a stark contrast to the bustling office where I spend my days. Throwing my handbag onto the tiny coffee table, I pick up my laptop and sit on the couch. I lie back and get comfortable, letting the laptop rest on my stomach as it boots up. The welcome screen loads up, so I click a couple of times, open my web browser, and then head into a very specific website saved in my favorites. Corpse Girl's website. A cute dancing zombie girl is animated at the top of the page, a peculiar irregularity that always makes me giggle. I notice that the page view counter at the bottom of the site is nearly the same as it was yesterday. There have been maybe 4 or 5 new visitors. I heave a sigh. Maybe the website isn't quite that well known after all. That begs the question, how did Tomo discover it? Well, never mind that. My eyes scan the website's contents. Request a death. Big, bold letters headline the site. The intention couldn't be clearer. Further information on the site is sparse. Brief instructions tell the user to fill in the victim's phone number and upload a photo. Aside from that, there's not much else to mention. It doesn't even ask for a name. After scanning the site, I move my mouse to the browser's address bar and click. I type a / after the website's address, and then add the word admin. I hit the enter key. A login page presents itself with empty username and password fields waiting to be filled in. My fingers tap dance around the keyboard, and within a moment I'm presented with a brand new page. A blinking slab of text greets me. One new request. A crooked smile cracks my stony expression. Finally! Somebody has requested a death. Somebody has asked me, Corpse Girl, to kill a victim. This is where things get exciting. I giggle and feel my cheeks flush red. This is the first real request I've had in about a week. I've been logging in every evening, fingers crossed that somebody has elected a new victim for me. Today my wish has come true, and I can't help but feel emotional at a time like this. My lower lip trembles, and I feel tears welling up. I dab the corners of my eyes gently to avoid smudging my makeup. As I hover my mouse cursor over the View Request button, a familiar and pleasant tingling sensation surges in my chest, my stomach, my thighs. I shiver with anticipation, my hot and steamy breath beginning to fog up the laptop screen. I click the button. Request details. Today, 2:47 p.m. local time. Victim's phone. Downloading an image attachment. The victim's photo automatically loads on my screen. The person in front of me is a total stranger, but that's okay. It doesn't change the task set out before me. A woman, rather plain, in her early 30s. She's well dressed, with minimal makeup, and she's not really putting her personality on display. It's a nice photo, better quality than some of the images I've received in the past. In fact, the photo looks like the corporate ID picture. I wonder if it was downloaded from the company database or website. Well, the source of the photo doesn't matter. The simple fact of the matter is that somebody has made a request for this person to die. It falls to me to fulfill the request. And, as Corpse Girl, I take the request very, very seriously. I have the victim's photo, and I have her phone number. All I need now is to select a way for her to meet her untimely demise. I've previously thought about including an extra field on my website, an option for the user to choose the way they want their victim to die. After all, it would reduce the amount of strain on my creativity if the method was decided for me. But after careful consideration, I decided against it. Some people are sick, twisted. The cause of death could be far beyond my means and impossible to achieve. Therefore, allowing the user to define the cause of death just isn't feasible. Instead, I'll stick to my current modus operandi. Everything depends on the quality of the victim's photo. If it's detailed and the victim's features are easily distinguishable, then I can be rather creative with the cause of death. Perhaps the victim's face suffers grotesque burns, or she has an iron stake thrust through her skull. However, if the victim's photo is low quality and doesn't provide enough detail to identify the subject, I have to resort to the default cause of death. A terrible, unlucky fall from a great height. Maybe she slips, or maybe someone stumbles into her and sends her tumbling over a rail. The end result will be the same, a swift, crushing death from on high. The victim will end up face down on the concrete, completely unrecognizable save for her clothes and accessories. It's not my favorite cause of death, but in some cases it is necessary. Regardless, it's still a valid way to fulfill the request. For now, it's time to get started. I can barely contain my excitement. I squirm against the couch, crossing and uncrossing my legs in a vain attempt to dissipate the heat rising through my body. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm my nerves and get to work. The victim will receive a photo of her own corpse, timestamped with the date of her death. It's Corpse Girl's signature move, my calling card, if you will. Seeing an image of one's own disfigured corpse is sure to strike fear in one's heart. And that's precisely the reason I take the step, to make the victims panic and act brashly. First things first, I save the victim's photo on my laptop hard drive. I store it in the folder discreetly named System Files, hidden away in the root directory of my operating system, a password-encrypted directory, of course. Next, I open my favorite image editing software and load the photo. Looking carefully at the detail in the picture, I can see that this will be a work of art. I can really go to town with this request. I minimize the software, open my web browser, and access a particular website. The Database of the Deceased, the DD, as it's known on the dark web, my secret weapon, the ultimate resource for my work. The DD is a collection of countless high-resolution photographs of dead bodies. Murder victims, crime scenes, suicides. If somebody has died, in one way or another, chances are good that some perverted individual has captured the moment in all its gory glory. Gory glory, I love that. Such valuable images are essential to my work. Using these photos as a base, I can edit my victim's details into the picture. My process is simple. I start by locating the perfect corpse photo. I search the database, and in less than 2 minutes, I discover a disgustingly detailed photo of a woman with her entrails spilling from her stomach. Her face is blue, having suffocated before even having the chance to bleed to death. She's about the same age as my victim. She's of a similar height and build. Finding a photo that specifically suits my victim's features is easy thanks to DD's excellent catalog of tags and filters. I simply search for the keywords that match my victim's description and find a corpse that fits. Using this photo as a starting point, I digitally edit my victim's face onto the body. It's not some quick job that even a child can do, it's a painstakingly crafted work of art that would fool even the keenest eye. An hour passes, then 2, then 3. Before I know it, midnight has come and gone, but the work is near completion. All that remains is to add the final touches. I like to add specific, distinguishable details to the image. A personal item or accessory, clothing, makeup, you name it, I can edit it in. With personal details added, I adjust the lighting and color palette, just slightly, enough to make the photo look truly unique. If the victim decides to reverse image search the photo and discovers that it's a forgery, all my work would be for naught. And with that, the masterpiece is complete, a grisly, gruesome, gratuitously gory gift for the soon-to-be departed. The victim will receive this photo of a corpse that is, for all intents and purposes, a perfect replica of her own physical form. She will open the image on her phone, and the life she once knew will crumble to pieces. My lips curl in a satisfied smirk. During my hours at work, my breathing eventually steadied. My excited nerves settled into a zen-like calm. But, seeing the finished art piece now, I begin to feel my heart pounding once more. Macroburst vision before me is exhilarating. Adrenaline and dopamine surge throughout my body, giving me a sudden head rush of bliss. To say that I'm attracted to the sight of blood and guts would be misleading. No, I'm not into that at all. The excitement stems from the thought of taking control of someone else's life, dictating their future, controlling their fate. For with the creation of this image, I have taken the victim's life into my own hands, like a puppet master pulling the strings of a marionette. By forging this convincing creation, I will compel the victim to take her own life. That's right, my own hands need not become stained. The hands of Corpse Girl have never been dirtied with the blood of a victim. This is the true nature of my work. Carefully crafted corpse photos in such a way to convince the victim that their fate is already sealed, that no matter what they do, they cannot escape the death that awaits them. And the date stamped on the photo is the icing on the cake, the ultimate driving force behind the victim's choosing to end their own life. A date so near in the future, a time that has not yet occurred, a fiber of uncertainty carefully interwoven into the image that causes the victim to pause and consider the possibilities. Is this photo from the future? Is this truly my fate? How can I outrun the future that has been pre-decided? These are the thoughts that run through a victim's mind. To Despair and dread flood the senses. Overwhelming anxiety gives way to the calm acceptance. This is my dead body. This is how I die. Why should I fight it? And when the victim's last vestige of resistance gently breaks, like a silk spider web being torn by a cool breeze, they finally give in. They invite their end. This is the way that I will go down for this woman. This is the way it will go down for this woman. This complete and total stranger. I'm confident, certain, convinced. Ooh, there's a lot of reading. Oh, man. That's kind of an interesting concept. I can't imagine that has 100% success rate. We'll see how this goes, because I'm very interested. I don't know, I feel like everybody acts differently under certain pressure, so we'll see. I forget what I was gonna say. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Let's get back to it. It was a sudden spark of inspiration that guided me to begin fabricating corpse photos about a year ago. I can never quite recall exactly what it was that spawned the idea. Sometimes I get close to remembering, but the recollection dances at the edge of my mind and slips back into the darkness. Regardless, I ventured down a dark and dangerous path. I built Corpse Girl's website and invited strangers to request the deaths of people they knew. It was a sales tactic, simply a way to encourage users to submit images. I had no intention or means of ending lives. Little did I know the true power I wielded. I only intended to create corpse photos and send them to people for fun. I wanted to startle and scare some unsuspecting fools. It would be a lie to claim that I didn't get off on it. The thought of people shrieking in fear at the sight of their own corpse was more than delicious. It sated my budding lust. It filled a dark hole in the depths of my soul and gave me purpose. Never in a million years did I dream that one of my corpse photos would result in the death of another human being. I'll never forget her name, Ruri Hatano. 20-something, slim, gorgeous, eyes that took my breath away the moment I gazed upon her portrait. She was the first person to make me feel bad after crafting hoax photos, the only person to make me feel bad about it. But I did it anyway. Corpse Girl never rejects a request. It's my conviction. I forged a beautiful rendition of her death. Thanks to some rather macabre source photos obtained via the database of the deceased, I strung Ruri's corpse up in a field like a ghoulish scarecrow. The photo was incredible. It was my 5th or 6th work, the 5th or 6th time a user of Corpse Girl's website requested a death. Ruri Hatano died just hours after receiving the photo. I don't know why. I don't know if she killed herself or if someone murdered her. But I know one thing. Ruri Hatano's body, her real body, was found in a field, hanging like a scarecrow surrounded by crows. Interesting. Her eyes had been gouged out of her skull, and her stiff fingers clutched her phone tightly. According to the news report, her phone displayed a similar image, the very image I created of her corpse. When I first learned of Ruri's death, I was overcome with varying emotions. I felt sick, elated, disgusted, overjoyed, depression, aroused. Had I somehow caused her death? Was Corpse Girl responsible for taking the life? Even though my hands weren't stained with blood, I still felt responsible. A lurid truth descended upon me at that moment. Corpse Girl had the power to end lives, and the more I dwelled on that fact, the more obvious it became to me. I began to feel the power that pulsed through my veins, thrumming in my body, in my blood, as my heart pumped and pounded within my chest. I can't explain how the power works, and I don't know why I have it. But somehow, the corpse photos I create can compel a victim to end their own life, or compel someone else to end it for them. Okay, so this is kind of like a fantasy thing. This is like a fantasy aspect to an otherwise realistic situation, I guess. Okay, that's a little bit better than like, oh, you know, they just kill themselves because they're startled. Rory died in the same way I envisioned. Her dead body matched the fake corpse photo I painstakingly crafted. And I didn't even have to leave the safety and comfort of my apartment to ensure her death. Corpse Girl's power is real, extraordinary, and I vowed to exercise that power as frequently as possible. Ruri Hatano died last year. Since then, I've been chasing that rush, that thrill that comes with snuffing out a soul. It wasn't hard to grow the popularity of Corpse Girl's website after that incident. Particularly dark corners of the internet gobbled up the news with enthusiasm, and the site saw an influx of new visitors. And, on a few occasions, I've even overheard people in the real world whispering about the mystery website that lets you request a death. I've crafted corpse photos for dozens of requests. Each photo is more convincing and realistic than the last, thanks to my ever-evolving skills. But none of my recent attempts have been successful. Not a single person has dropped dead since Ruri Hatano. I'm beginning to wonder if Corpse Girl's power has fizzled out. Or perhaps I never had any power to begin with. Maybe Ruri's death was simply a fluke, a morbid coincidence. I've spent countless hours doubting myself. Doubting Corpse Girl. I've tried so hard to replicate that one success. Every time I receive a request, I do the same thing as I did in Ruri Hatano's case. I edit the photo of the victim, I create a convincing corpse photo, and I time-lapse it with the time of death. I send the photo to the victim, and then I leave the rest up to fate. Sorry, timestamp it with the time of death. But nothing ever comes from it. I'm not so delusional to think that, in normal circumstances, a simple photo would be enough for someone to kill themselves. And even if that photo fell into someone else's hands, it wouldn't inspire them to go all out and kill the victim. Of course not. However, these are no ordinary circumstances. I once activated a power beyond the ken of mortal men. It caused Ruri Hatano to die by her own hand, or by the hand of another. I need to find a way to manifest my power once more, to prove that I, Corpse Girl, have the power of death and destruction at my fingertips. Once a new victim perishes, I know it will pave the way for more and more deaths. My website will gain popularity and become more than just an urban myth. People will live their lives in fear, forever wondering if Corpse Girl is lurking behind the next text message they receive. Yes, I can see the future I crave so clearly in my mind. I'm close to achieving my goal. I know I am. And when my dreams come true, I can finally... May 26, Tuesday morning. The incessant chirping of birds gently kindles the embers of my consciousness. My heavy eyelids open to find my body contorted before me, legs splayed across the couch in the most uncomfortable position I can imagine. I groan and twist my torso, letting my spine pop and crack until the arch is in my body drift away. I need to stop falling asleep on the couch. I'm still young, but I can't handle a night away from my comfortable bed. My eyes fall upon my open laptop lying on its side on the floor. The screen is blank, the battery drained. I briefly panic, hoping against hope that I save my work before falling asleep. I stumble to my feet and pick up my laptop, then charge towards the power outlet. I plug in and boot up, revitalizing the mechanical beast and feeling a wave of relief as the whirring of the internal fans signify the breath of life. The screen flickers and bathes my eyes in harsh light. My eyes squint against my will, and I make out the image before me. The mutilated corpse of my latest victim. Perfection in picture form. The timestamp in the lower corner reads May 27th, 11:07 a.m., tomorrow's date. The photo is ready to be sent out. If I send it now, the victim will receive it immediately, notice the date, and realize that her death is imminent. It's time to set the wheels of demise in motion. Leaving my laptop as an outlet, I quickly dart into the kitchen. Well, to call it a kitchen is misleading. It's simply a tiled area connected to my living space, with a small refrigerator, microwave oven, and single hot plate. A small stack of drawers is nestled next to the fridge, and I pull open the second drawer from the top. Plunging my hand inside is always an odd sensation. My fingers get buried beneath a dozen cheap plastic flip phones. I grasp one of the phones between my thumb and forefinger and remove it from the drawer. It's a scratched up pink model from 2010 or so, a relic from a time not all that long ago, but that may as well have been forgotten. I flip the screen up and turn the device on, relieved to see this artifact still holds power. To be fair, I charged up all these phones just a few weeks ago, but the fact that they retained a charge after being inactive for so long is a testament to their engineering. In any shady line of work, these kinds of phones are referred to as burners, cheap, disposable devices that are discarded as soon as their purpose is fulfilled. I acquire them by rather unsavory means, but that's neither here nor there. I use these phones to send out the photos I make. By doing this, I avoid using my personal phone and thus prevent anything from being traced back to me. When a photo has been sent, I keep the burner phone for 24 hours, just in case the victim sends a reply. I'd know I'd get a good laugh out of it. Of course, I don't keep the phone on my person. I store it in an old shed out the back of my apartment building. When 24 hours have passed, I remove the phone's SIM card, snap it in half, and discard it with combustible trash. The phone itself gets smashed and trashed in dumpsters outside the convenience store. I also delete the photos off my hardware and clear my internet history. Obviously, I don't even use my own internet connections at home. I leech off the gullible neighbor's Wi-Fi. He's under the impression I can't afford my own internet connection. Whether or not I convinced him as such is irrelevant, so he's happy to share his connection with me. Should the police ever try to track my actions, they'll only be led straight to my neighbor. I've gone to great lengths to ensure my actions are untraceable. This has been all in anticipation of my inevitable success. Looking down at the pink phone in my hand, I clear my mind and focus on the task before me. The photo is transferred easily from my laptop to the burner phone. Once complete, I open the text messaging app and enter the victim's phone number. I leave the message field blank, but I attach the photo, of course. The victim will receive an empty text message from an unknown number with only an image attached. The message is just about ready to send, but there's one more flourish I'd like to add. I open a particular app I previously downloaded to every burner phone. It's simply called Number Mask, and it's one of the most ingenious apps I've ever used. The app asks for the number I want to use. I punch it in my memorized trademark, 666-33, 666-22, 666-44, 666. Now when I send a text message, the receiver will see these numbers appear on the caller ID. Now, not only does it mask the burner's real phone number, but it's an extra calling card to help boost my infamy. I smirk, my thumb hovering over the send button. This is it. This is going to be my long-awaited victory. The second victim to end up dead. I just know it. This is my stepping stone to my success, the second of many bodies that will pave the way to my glory. I send the message. Whew. Alright, let's see. I arrive at work on time just as usual. My handbag is heavy with the weight of several cans of coffee, hopefully enough to help me power through the day after having such a late night. I can't help but yawn loudly as I wait for the elevator in the lobby. Just before the elevator doors open, my phone starts to ring. I step aside and answer the call.
Hey. Hi, Noriko. Good morning. Did I call at a bad time?
Not at all. I'm just about to go into the office.
Oh, should I call back later?
It's no problem. Don't stress.
Okay, sorry.
The nervous, apologetic girl on the other end of the call is Aoi Sato, an old school friend from back in the day. Though we never really had any common interests, we used to be inseparable at school. She was shy, I was introverted. It was a combination that worked in our favor, even if our conversations were a little on the boring side. To say that we're no longer shy and introverted wouldn't be entirely true. Aoi has gotten better, she's definitely more outgoing, but she still suffers from a great deal of social anxiety. As for me, I'm still pretty introverted. My tolerance for being around people has improved a bit, but I do prefer solitude, and visiting places I've never been to before puts me on edge. Call Aoi my best friend would be accurate. She's my closest confidant. Even so, she knows nothing about my part-time masquerading as corpse girl. No one does, and I plan to keep it that way.
So, Aoi, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, you see, that guy at work is still bothering me, and I wanted to see if you had any more advice for me.
Ah, jeez. The older guy that always hits on you?
Yeah.
What a creep. You're 19, for God's sake. He must be, what, 50?
I can fix her.
I think he's 52.
Let's see. Okay, there we go.
You know his actual age? Well, whatever. If he's still bothering you, you have to take a stand. He's not your coworker, right? Just a regular customer?
That's right.
Then tell your manager. Have him banned from the venue.
I dealt with a similar situation recently with a job I just left. Sometimes telling your manager does not fix the situation.
I can't talk to the manager. I don't want to cause trouble for the company.
Jeez, girl. Sometimes you need to stand on your own 2 feet.
I know.
Well, if talking to the manager is out of the question, then you need to be firm with the creep. Tell him you won't stand for being groped anymore. His behavior is simply unacceptable, and if he won't change, you won't serve him anymore.
He's scary, Noriko. I don't know if I can confront him like that. He's always drunk. Even before he comes into the place, I try not to serve him too much, but...
Are you sure you can't quit that stupid job? Working at a maid cafe really doesn't suit you at all. I thought you wanted a government position.
I do. I want to work in a cozy office, kind of like you, but you know I don't have any qualifications.
Why don't I see if there's anything open here? Maybe Shinya can help out. He got me this job, remember?
Shinya, maybe. He was always a nice guy, right?
He's super nice. Stick in the mud, but a nice one.
Noriko, don't be mean.
Yeah. You want me to ask?
Yes, please. If it's no trouble.
It's no trouble. I'll talk to Shinya. Then maybe you can quit that crappy job and come work with me.
Oh, that really does sound wonderful. Thank you, Noriko. I'd be so lost without you.
Don't be silly. You're amazing, Aoi. Leave this to me.
Thank you.
I end the call and heave a sigh. Having to go and ask Shinya about a job actually is a pain in the ass, but I'd never admit that to Aoi. I want to help the poor girl, I really do. I'll do nearly anything for her. The elevator arrives at the lobby, and I step inside as soon as the doors open.
Good morning, Kurosawa.
Hey, it's this guy again.
Ah, Fujikawa. Good morning.
Shinya takes me by surprise as I exit the elevator. Has he been waiting for me here?
I wanted to catch you before we sit down to work. I sent you another friend request. Can you make sure you got it this time?
Oh, yeah, okay.
What am I supposed to do when he puts me on the spot like this? I try not to groan as I get my phone out and open up noise. It's impossible to hide my screen from Shinya's piercing gaze.
Well, what do you know? I have a new friend request.
Oh, great. It worked this time. Go ahead and accept it, please.
Yeah, sure thing.
I hate when people are so pushy about adding them as friends on different sites. Like, sometimes it ain't like that, bro. I've had that happen to me too many times now where it's like, oh yeah, you're on such and such site, like, I'm on there too, you should add me, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm also an introvert, and I don't talk to people or associate with a whole lot of individuals, so also, it's very hard to tell somebody who's enthusiastic, no. Yeah, sure thing. I hesitatingly accept the request. A little fireworks animation pops up on the screen with a celebratory message about making a new friend.
Yay! Looks like we're officially friends now. So, can I call you Noriko from now on?
Also, being friends online does not mean that you're officially friends. Like, what? I've never cared much for formalities. I try to adhere to them in my workplace, but honestly, I don't care if people refer to me by my first or last name, regardless of whether they're friends or not.
That's fine. You can call me Noriko.
Shinya's eyes light up. That seems to have made the boy happy.
Thank you! Oh, you can call me Shinya, of course.
Shinya. Hey, we've known each other since junior high, right? Shouldn't we have been on a first-name basis anyway?
Yes, that's true, but we're in the office now, you know? It wouldn't do if you started working here and called me Shinya right away.
I suppose.
Anyway, I'm really glad we're proper friends now, Noriko. Maybe we can get a coffee sometime.
Sounds like he wants to be more than just proper friends. I can't help but feel he's trying to push his luck as far as it will go. Any suspicions I had about him having a crush on me are now confirmed. I brush a stray lock of hair out of my face and smile as sweetly as I can while I change the subject.
Hey, actually, I wanted to ask you something. Are there any more temp jobs available here right now?
Temp jobs, huh? Are you looking to pick up extra hours?
No, not exactly. I'm asking for a friend who needs a new job.
A friend of Noriko's? Well, let's see. We pretty much always have data entry roles up for grabs. Unless your friend wants something more interesting? Do they have any particular qualifications?
Not really. Data entry is more than fine. Actually, you already know who I'm talking about. Remember Aoi Sato?
Aoi Sato? Yes, I think I do remember her. That really shy girl from our school days, correct?
That's her, yeah.
Wow, I never knew you were still in touch with school friends, Noriko.
Aoi's probably the only one. We're fairly close.
Is that so? As for me, I don't really have any friends from back then.
Shinya's heartbreaking confession doesn't surprise me too much. He doesn't strike me as the type of person to have many friends at all. Sure, I'm the same, but...
Oh, but what am I saying? We're friends now. So I guess I do keep in touch with school friends.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, I'll ask my superior if we can get Sato an interview. Is that okay?
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, Shinya.
No problem. Leave it to me.
He gives me an awkward salute before slipping away. Our little exchange has obviously made him pretty happy. For some reason, something that Tomo Watanabe said yesterday pops into my head. She mentioned that I'm leading Shinya on, but that's not true, is it? I shake the thought out of my head. I'm just being nice to him. That's not wrong, is it? I take a seat at my desk and perform my morning ritual. From my handbag, I retrieve my headphones, coffee, and breath mints. Computer on, music playing, coffee open. My fingers tap rhythmically against the keyboard, and I slip into the usual workday trance. This actually doesn't sound too bad.
So, I see that you're connected with Shinya on Noise now, huh?
My walk to the train station is interrupted by a familiar, grating voice.
Sounds like both of you are getting on pretty well.
How did you...
'Cause she's stalking him. Or you. I'm not sure which. Oh, of course, Tomo and I are already friends on Noise. She would have seen the notification when I accepted Shinya's request. I see. It's actually kind of strange that Tomo and I are connected through the app. We added each other on the first day of work before I learned how much of an intolerable excuse of a human being she is. We simply never deleted each other. After all these months, her posts are entertaining anyway. And since I rarely ever post anything myself, she probably forgot we were connected at all, till today.
Now look, don't get me wrong, you hear? I ain't actually interested in Shinya. Nah, I'm real happy for you both, like.
For you both, like. Love that.
But what I can't stand is a skank like yourself getting some while I'm over here all dry like a desert.
What the hell are you talking about?
It pisses me off that guys just sluts like you, and you barely have to put in any work. Meanwhile, nice girls like me gotta put in so much effort to even get noticed. You think all of this is just natural? I put so much effort into how I look, you know? And guys like Shinya don't even bat an eyebrow at me.
Bat an eyebrow?
You mean bat an eyelid, right?
Whatever, it don't matter. I'm sick of skanks like you getting everything for nothing.
Look, let me be honest with you. I'm not interested in Shinya, and I'm not trying to be with him. I don't chase guys, and it's pretty rare that they chase me. You've got me all wrong.
Like I'd believe you. Do you spend your time chasing chicks then?
That's not your business. But you don't have to worry about me pursuing Shinya. Tell you what, any guy at the office is all yours, okay? I'm not interested.
Oh, is that how it's gonna be, slut? You think no one is good enough for you, but they're good enough for me? You're just like all the other girls. You think I'm worth being pitied? You think I need it? Well, I don't want your pity. You're nothing but a fake skank.
Tomo pushes forward, her bulk forcing me off the sidewalk and into the thicket of trees bordering the path. The burning slap across my face comes out of nowhere. I'm blinded by white stars and my entire face feels like it's on fire. The strike is hard, sharp, vicious. It happens so suddenly that I'm having difficulty processing it. I stumble, but my legs don't quite give out. My mind races, trying to pull together what just happened. Tomo hit me. Why? Why did she hit me? There's a strange sort of disconnect in my mind. My body doesn't feel like my own. Like this isn't actually happening to me, but rather I'm watching it happen to someone else. Time seems to slow down and speed up all at once. The slap replays twice in my mind before Tomo's hand even leaves my face. I catch a glimpse of her furious expression, red and strained and overcome with anger.
I hate you. I hate everyone like you. Don't pity me.
The second strike connects with my chin and I flinch, my entire body paralyzed with pain. She hit me again?
Stop!
I hate you. I hate you!
Tomo has lost it. She's absolutely furious and I can't figure out what I did wrong. Her third attack is a curled fist aimed straight at my stomach. Through sheer luck or complete accident, I tumble backwards, narrowly avoiding the punch and instead landing on my rear. The pavement is rough and hard, but I'm sure it feels a lot better than taking a fist to the gut. Tomo screams and rushes at me, but I scramble to my feet and grab her by the wrists. She flails wildly, her eyes looking like they'll pop out of her skull at any given second. Her breathing is harsh and ragged, and tears of rage have caused a flood of clotted makeup to run down her face.
Calm down! Calm down!
She struggles against me, slowly giving in as my tight grip prevents her from attacking me further. Yeah, really, fight back. She begins to sob softly.
I hate you! I hate everything about you!
With a great pull, Tomo frees herself from my grip. She steps away, cursing, and then runs past me. I blink in disbelief as she breaks into a sprint, hitting in the direction of the train station. I raise a hand to my tender face and touch it gently. The stinging sensation is completely new to me. Never before have I been attacked like that.
What the hell was all that about?
What was that indeed?
I can't believe she hit me.
The pack of frozen vegetables pressed against my face soothes my swollen jaw but does very little to calm my nerves. I'm still on edge after what happened today. Tomo actually physically attacked me, all because I said something, I'm not sure what, that provoked her anger. Maybe that girl is more complicated than I gave her credit for. Seems like she has her own inner demons, just like the rest of us. I've replayed the event in my head 100 times since returning home. Without confronting Tomo about it, I don't think I'll ever figure out what enticed her anger, her aggression. But I don't plan on talking to her about it anytime soon. I wouldn't say I'm scared of her, but I don't exactly want to encourage a repeat performance. I rest the bag of frozen vegetables on the small coffee table next to me. I think I've done all I can to reduce the painful swelling for now. Sighing and leaning back, I let the soft padding of the couch consume my body as I sink deeper. My eyes glaze over as I bring my phone to my face. My fingers lazily tap and scroll as I look through a carefully curated obituary newsfeed, a list of deaths that have been reported throughout the day. Using a set of handy filters, I narrow the feed down to include only women's deaths in the age range of 30 to 50. I set the location to cover all of Japan. I immediately exclude any results that mention natural causes of death. I'm looking for specific cases, suicides, or as is more often reported, accidents. Of course, I'm looking to find out whether my latest victim has offed herself yet. Should this search string return no results, then it's pretty easy to look up recent murders. They're few and far between. Between suicides, accidents, and murders, I've covered all the potential ways my victim could die. 9 out of 10 of the search results provide a photograph of the deceased. Not a photo of their corpse, mind you. This isn't the database of the deceased I'm looking for. Rather, it's usually a nice, flattering picture of the recently departed, submitted by their kin to go along with their obituary. I use the photos submitted with the obituaries to compare and match the images of my victims. This is the only reliable way I have to discover whether or not my victims have perished. If I knew a victim's name, I could easily look up their current fate, but my website doesn't ask for that information. All at respect for the victim's privacy, but there's a lot more to it than that. But that's a topic to dwell on another day. Tonight's search turns up no solid leads. I'm disappointed, but this result isn't entirely unexpected. After all, I set the date on my latest victim's photograph to tomorrow. There's still time for her to freak out and end it all. I decide to go to sleep early tonight. I'm not even feeling hungry enough to eat the cheap convenience store meal that's been sitting in my fridge since yesterday. Though, if I go to sleep now, it will feel like tomorrow arrives sooner. Tomorrow. I'll have to see Tomo at work. There's no way I can avoid her since her desk is so close to mine. The idea doesn't sit well with me. On the other hand, my victim might conquer herself, which would definitely make me feel better. It could very well be my next success, and the suspense is just enough to kill me. Tomorrow. May 27th, Wednesday morning. My typing is hesitant and distracted this morning. My fingers falter, misstep, and tap backspace repeatedly. This is no good. I can't focus on work while I'm staring at the top of Tomo's head, popping up from behind a monitor a few desks away. Even my work playlist isn't inspiring me to pulverize the keyboard today. Normally, a blast of pure volume and a shot of caffeine is enough to carry me to the greater heights of productivity. I press a finger to my pursed lips, trying hard to regain my focus. I absent-mindedly notice that I missed the edge of my top lip when applying lipstick this morning. Damn, I'm really out of sorts today. At least I managed to apply some extra blush to cover up the faint bruising on my face. I might have overdone it a little, but it's better than looking like I just stepped out of a boxing ring.
Good morning, Noriko! Boy, have I got some neat news for you!
He's so excitable. I'm so absorbed in my own thoughts I barely register Shinya standing in front of my desk.
Noriko? Excuse me? Noriko?
Huh?
My eyes fixate on Shinya's goofy smile. I quickly remove my headphones.
Fujikawa, Shinya, sorry. Hi.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Tired is all.
Oh, I hear you. I was up late last night. Boy, I must have been up past 10. Just could not put down this new crime thriller I've been reading.
Up past 10. Extroverts feel scared. Yeah, you're not kidding. I love that. Up past 10, like, oh boy, that's so late.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, I guess for normal
was,
people it would be.
I was up late reading too.
Your horror novels, right? Don't they leave you feeling a little scared before you go to sleep?
You're over here looking at fucking documentaries for crimes. Like, what's the difference, really?
No, not really. It's all fiction, so it's pretty easy to distinguish from reality.
Is that so? Wow, that's not like my book at all. The crimes in this story are all based on real cases. My jaw hits the floor every time I turn the page.
Yeah, I kinda am. I was working to get my sleep schedule back right, but it's always up in the air. Some days are better than others.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Anyway, let me tell you this. Your friend Sato can take a data entry opening starting from Monday. She doesn't even need to interview. That's how much the boss trusts me.
I totally missed that line. She said that she was amazed with how he was able to get her the job so fast. Say what you want about the guy, but the bigwigs obviously have faith in him.
Wow, Shinya! I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't thank me yet. Sato is going to be worked to the bone. I hope she's prepared for it.
That's so promising.
Trust me, anything will be better than her current job. Really, thank you, Shinya. You came through for us here.
Well, I'm just happy to help. Hey, Noriko, can I ask you something?
Sure, shoot.
Shoot? Oh, right. An expression. Sorry, I just remembered this case in the novel I'm reading, where a police officer shoots at a perp, only to...
Hey, you, wanted to ask me something?
Right. Are you friends with Watanabe?
I blink a couple times.
Tomoe?
You're on a first-name basis with her. Then you must be great friends.
I mean, I wouldn't say...
Listen, would you mind putting in a good word for me with her?
Oh boy.
I'm kind of interested in, taking her out sometime. But I could never ask her myself.
I'm stunned. Gobsmacked, speechless. Shinya likes Tomoe? I thought he liked me. Is my intuition wrong? I wonder if the clues have been in front of me this whole time. What else haven't I been seeing?
Noriko? What do you say?
Shinya, look. Honestly, I'm not really friends with Tomoe. I don't think I can help you.
Oh, I see. That's a shame. I thought maybe you were close.
Yeah, it's kind of like not what was expected.
Darn. I guess there's not much to be done, is there? Even after I helped you and Sato out and all.
Is he seriously trying to guilt me? I have to hand it to him. I didn't think he had it in him.
Well, I suppose you can just tell Sato to start work on Monday morning. Guess I'll see you around the office then.
Jesus, dude. Shinya leaves and I bury my face in my hands. Has this world gone mad all of a sudden? Shinya likes Tomoe, not me. It's not that I'm disappointed. Hell, I don't have feelings for the guy. But for him to be interested in someone vapid like her just blows my mind. To add insult to literal injury, Tomoe assaulted me yesterday. She has a vicious, violent side to her that Shinya doesn't know about. He could be in real danger if he pursues her. I'm completely unable to process what I should do. Shinya scored Aoi the job, and I'm truly thankful. Do I feel like I owe him one? Should I ask Tomoe out for him, or warn him about her? I need to clear my head. I decide to step away from my desk and visit the restroom. Though I have no need to use the restroom, I entered a stall and locked the door behind me. Sitting on the toilet's closed lid, I lean back and exhale. I'm getting too caught up in office drama. That's what the issue is. It's unlike me. I'm supposed to be stoic, unflinching. It's my ideology, my entire identity. My emotions are better locked away than stitched on my sleeve. I'm Corpse Girl, for crying out loud. My purpose is bigger than all of this. I'm destined for greatness. The day will come when people fear my name, right? I shake the doubts from my mind and pat my cheeks. I'm doing all this for the right reasons. I know I am. If I start doubting myself now, I'll never see my mission through. An unfamiliar jingle rings out through the restroom, echoes off the walls. It sounds like a phone alert, but where did it come from? It takes me a few seconds to realize I have my own phone in my hands and it's vibrating incessantly. I must have grabbed it subconsciously from my desk when I stood up. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, she was assaulted. She really should have probably, called the cops or something, or at least report that to management. I don't know. I mean... The screen is lit up and a message reads, "One new article matches your custom filter." Dead body lol. Wait, what? The auto newsfeed I set up last night, it actually located something? I hurriedly unlock my screen and open a certain app. The same app I was trawling through last night looking for obituaries. Yeah, I have a green tongue. A little unread male icon sits at the top of my screen, blinking and practically shouting for my attention. I hit the icon and read the information presented to me. Yep. Article posted online today, 11:22 a.m. Keyword found 3. Miss. Accident. Numerical data range 3050. Image data found? Yes. Wednesday, May 27th. Miss Akane Tsurumaki, 36, of Chiba Prefecture, was pronounced dead this morning at her personal residence, 8:38 a.m. The chief coroner reports that Miss Tsurumaki was involved in an accident resulting in self-asphyxiation. Miss Tsurumaki is survived by her husband, Mr. Goro Tsurumaki, 42, and their daughter, Miss Fu Tsurumaki, 1. Oh my goodness. A funeral service will be held Friday, May 29th. View image attachment? I immediately tap the button and gasp as the image loads. It's her, the photo. It's unmistakably the same woman. Now, who wanted to kill a lady with a 1-year-old daughter at home? That's pretty rough. Plain features, little makeup, no sign of a personality. Akane Tsurumaki, the latest victim to receive a photo of her own corpse. My breathing stops all of a sudden. I'm gasping for air, my cheeks on fire, my fingers numb. I did it! My meticulously crafted photo caused this woman to end her own life. An accident resolving in self-asphyxiation, meaning she died by suicide, strangled herself, or held her head down in the bath. The news never reports anything as a suicide. It's such a taboo topic in this culture. Everything is always an accident. All this time I've been trying to compel someone to kill themselves, my corpse photos constantly become more and more elaborate, more and more convincing and realistic. And now somebody has died again. Because of me. Because of Corpse Girl. I was right all along. I do possess power. I have the power to end lives through my work, my art. I've known it all this time, and I've finally proven it. Ruri Hatano's death planted the seeds of belief in my mind, the belief that Corpse Girl is more than just a mortal being. And now, Akane Tsurumaki's demise has caused those seeds to bloom and blossom into pure certainty. Corpse Girl can truly end lives. It's a wonderful revelation, and it relieves my turbulent mind. However, I can't get my fingers to scroll back up to reread the obituary. My hands aren't functioning, my legs dangle lifelessly from the toilet seat, and my coffee from this morning is working its way back up my throat. I feel the sting of tears in my eyes. Sweat trickles on my forehead, dripping down my uncharacteristically thick makeup. All of a sudden I can't breathe. My lungs refuse to take in more oxygen. I panic and fall forward, miraculously slamming my hands on the stall door to prevent my head from colliding with the floor. My nails scrape against the door's enamel paint, peeling chunks of green from the surface as I slide down, down and down until my head rests uncomfortably on the damp tiles. My eyes roll back and my tongue lolls out from the side of my mouth, dangerously close to the tile floor, but completely out of my sight and mind. I taste foundation and blush, a little bit of sweat, and then nothing at all as the still air envelops my taste buds. My photo killed that woman. The woman killed herself because of my photo. My photo killed that woman. That woman killed herself because of my photo. My woman killed that photo of herself because of that photo of the woman who killed herself in the photo. My eyes begin to regain their focus and my stomach turns, heaves and shakes, and the warm coffee spills from my lips as I try to smile but only manage to gurgle. The gritty paint underneath my fingernails has some rough textures that I don't like very much. I feel queasy and ecstatic at the same time. It's a horribly wonderful feeling that I could do without. So much for stoic, unflinching Noriko. Remember stoic, unflinching Noriko? This is her, writhing on the bathroom floor, her lungs working once more, and her breath ragged and gasping, sucking in air like a mosquito sucks in blood. This is Noriko. Noriko with her grandiose fantasies of death and killing people without having to kill them at all. Without having to leave her apartment because the outside world is scary and there are people out there probably trying to kill her. This is Noriko, me, the real me, acting tough and fearless when I'm crying on the inside, always sad, always miserable, always lying on the bathroom floor with my fists clenched and my phone resting in a puddle and my life slowly spiraling out of control. This is me. I did this. I killed that woman. She had a husband and a daughter, and some random person requested that I kill her, so I did. She probably didn't do anything wrong. She looked boring. She must have just rubbed somebody the wrong way. Maybe she didn't even know what she did, just like how I rubbed Tomo the wrong way and didn't know what I did. But Tomoe slapped me twice hard and it hurt, and it must have hurt that woman too when she strangled herself and killed herself. I killed her. I directly killed her with my indirect actions. She's dead now, and I'm alive. I'm still here, lying on the bathroom floor on the 14th story of Shinjuku's Temujin office building, and I have paint underneath my fingernails, and Aoi is going to start work here on Monday. But I did it. I killed her. Finally, after countless months of pretense, of false starts, of failures and disappointments, I killed someone again. Corpse Girl strikes for the second time. And above all else, above this grime and muck on the floor and the tingling feeling underneath my fingernails, above all that, this feels good. This feels so good. Blood has returned to my legs, the pins and needles have faded, and my toes quiver beneath my stockings and shoes. An electrical charge pulses down my thighs and dissipates through my feet. I manage to plant two hands firmly on the tiles and push myself up onto my wobbly knees. I suck in air and breathe all of it back out almost at once. I feel dizzy, and a bizarre warmth is welling up inside my stomach and chest. Let's see. Maybe Tomoe did nothing wrong. It's very possible. This girl seems like she has some issues. She needs to resolve. No, this isn't a slice of life. This is, a story about a girl who is trying to kill people, through use of her Photoshop skills. Can fix her? Maybe, I don't know. I managed to steady myself enough to sit back on the top of the toilet seat, With my feet planted firmly on the ground and my hands resting on my lap, I try to regain my sense of self. I might have lost my composure a little bit upon reading the news, but who can blame me? Everything I've worked for over the last year is finally starting to pay off. My second victim is dead. With this, Corpse Girl's popularity is sure to rise. More and more people will issue requests through my website. More and more people will receive corpse photos, and more people will... She killed herself. She killed herself! Oh, how I wish I could see the real body. If only I could see her mangled corpse drenched in sweat and finally at peace. I noticed my phone is wedged between my wet fingers. I must have subconsciously scooped it up from the pool of muck on the floor. I try to ignore the sticky texture clinging to the screen. My fingers are no longer numb. I scroll up to reread the obituary article. Miss Akane Tsurumaki, 36 of Chiba Prefecture, was pronounced dead this morning. Dead! Pronounced dead! My breathing staggers once again. My jaw gently lowers. Involved in an accident. Hot steam clouds my face, resulting in self-asphyxiation. I salivate unconsciously, a trickle of moisture creeping down my chin and dropping on my lap. My cheeks are flushed, my vision slightly blurred. She killed herself. Because of me. She killed. I let out a gasp as my hips rise against my will. My toes curl, my legs stiffen, my skin tingles. I lean back against the cistern, the cold porcelain penetrating the thin fabric of my clothes and chilling my burning hot skin. My eyelids flutter as my mind hazes over. I can't control my body any longer. All the anticipation of the last few days, the tension building in my muscles, I can't. My legs tense up, my knees buckle, my neck tilts back, a whispering gasp slips softly between my lips. My phone falls to the ground once more as my fingers slowly uncurl. The dull tink sound as it hits the floor is the last thing my foggy mind registers before I drift away. Girl, get yourself together, you're at work.
You look like horse shit.
Wow. Thanks, Tomoe. Can always count on you to be a great coworker. Tomoe's brazen drawl snaps me out of my dead-eyed stare.
Looks like you've been sleeping in the sewer. It suits you.
I don't know what she's talking about. I can't really focus on what she's saying. I realize I've been staring at my computer screen for about 20 minutes, rarely blinking. My mouth is dry as though I've stopped producing saliva altogether. A dull throb in my lap causes me to cross one leg over the other in an attempt to get comfortable.
You know, I'm talking here. It's rude to ignore your superior.
I swallow in an attempt to moisten my parched throat before speaking in a cracked voice.
Do you need something?
Thought you should know that Shinya and I are gonna hit the town on Friday night. Turns out he's fancied me for a while now. In the end, seems like the better gal won, don't you think?
Seems that way. Is that all?
I can tell Tomoe is trying to get under my skin, but I'm honestly not in the mood to deal with it right now.
I thought you'd be more torn up about it.
I don't care in the slightest. Why don't you go sit back at your desk?
Whatever. Hey, maybe I'll meet you after work again.
Why? So you can attack me again?
I realize my voice was louder than intended. A few people nearby tilt their heads quizzically. Tomoe takes a cautious step back.
Keep your voice down, psycho. Stuff like that's between me and you.
You assaulted me. I should report you to the police.
Don't you dare!
I mean, she's got a point. Lost for words, Tomoe turns tail and walks away. I sigh and lean back in my office chair. Why do I feel so exhausted? My mind flickers, piecing together fragments of memory from the bathroom a short while ago. That's right, I let myself get carried away in the exhilaration of my success. I temporarily stepped away from my own body and let my basest instincts take over. But I'm in control now. I'm myself again. I'm Noriko, stoic and unflinching. I'm Corpse Girl, successful and feared. I can kill people as easily as I can manipulate a photo. People like Tomoe should be scared of me. People like Tomoe shouldn't mess with me. I'm in control now. Are you? Are you really? Climbing the steps to my apartment is always such a chore. I wish I'd moved into a building with an elevator, but I simply can't afford to when I first moved out on my own last year. These old apartment buildings creak and groan when you ascend the stairs. On top of that, you can hear the bustling of other people within their tiny homes as you progress up each floor. There's always a slight whiff of mold or mildew whenever I ascend the stairs. I want to chalk it up to the fact that the building is old, but it is possible that some of the residents here don't keep their apartments very clean. At the very least, this neighborhood is decent. I feel safe at my home, even if it's small and cramped. My neighbors are respectful, from what I can tell. Not that I really know them at all. In fact, the only neighbors I have regular contact with are the very same ones I leech Wi-Fi from. Some middle-aged divorced guy named Kenji who lives on the floor below me, and his daughter, Momo. Kenji's a decent enough guy. He works overnights, which unfortunately means Momo is left home alone a lot in the evenings. Momo is a sweet girl, perhaps 6 or 7 years old. Occasionally I hear her singing drift up to my apartment, but it doesn't bother me too much. She's just a kid. It's the very same Kenji and Momo that I bump into when I'm climbing the stairs this evening.
Oh, good evening.
Oh, she's cute. Oh, I love her outfit.
Hello.
We're just on our way to get some dinner. Isn't that right, Momo?
Yes.
That sounds nice. I hope you have a good meal.
Thank you. Say, are you feeling okay? You look like you've been in some trouble. There's dirt or something all over that side of your face.
I tilt my head and reach a hand up to my cheek. Sure enough, dry muck has blended into my makeup and caked over my face. It seems like my eyeliner has smeared as well. Is this from when I fell in the bathroom? Damn it, have I looked like this all day?
Oh, right.
I try to make up some lies so Kenji doesn't worry about me.
I actually fell asleep on the train home, and I guess the seats were kinda dirty.
Is that so?
You should wash your face and do your makeup again. I can help if you like.
I can't help but smile slightly at Momo's generous offer.
Thank you, Momo. I'll be sure to wash up and make myself look nice again. You should go have dinner with your dad.
The girl nods resolutely.
Well, I hope you're okay at any rate. Have you been working hard at the bank?
Oh, actually, I just work at the head office for the bank, so...
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Data something, right?
Yeah, data entry. It's a bit dull, but I'm happy enough.
That's good. That's very good. I know it's hard for kids like you to get good work in this economy. When you find a job like that, you really have to hold on to it. When I was your age, I could only find cleaning work. I must have had a dozen different janitorial jobs before I met Momo's mother.
I blink a couple times. It's not like I talk to this guy often. Really, we hardly know each other. Still, I've never heard him actually mention Momo's mother before. Most of the things I know about him, I've just pieced together from context.
Mom?
Of course, things are different now. I have Momo, and her mother isn't around anymore. Cleaning work doesn't cut it these days. I was really lucky to get into security. It means I can work overnight while Momo sleeps, and I can still take her to school every day.
Security. Of course, now I remember he did mention that when we first met, what he does for a living. If memory serves, he works for a private security company. I assume he guards corporate offices or parking lots, something like that.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Hold on to a job if you like it. That's very important.
Thank you. I'm happy at Temujin, so I plan to stay there.
Very good. Oh, Momo was telling me earlier what she wants to do when she grows up. Weren't you, Momo?
Dad?
Come on now. Tell Nariko what you want to be.
A scientist.
Wow, a scientist. That's a great job. I'll be rooting for you, Momo.
The girl blushes and hides behind her dad.
She's inherited her mother's book smarts, I'm certain. She definitely didn't get her brain from me. Anyway, we're gonna get going. Enjoy your evening, Nariko.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye, Momo.
Bye-bye.
The two of them bow their heads and follow the rest of the stairs down. I continue up the next flight of stairs, reach the landing, then turn the corner to enter my own apartment. The place is dark because I always make sure to cut the lights before I leave. I can't afford to leave any electricity running. My rent chews through most of my salary as it is. I flick on the lights and feel relief as the living room illuminates. My faithful couch and TV emerge from the shadows, and I immediately feel at home. After throwing my keys and bag onto the coffee table, I slump down on the couch. What a day. I have an overwhelming urge to pull out my laptop and check my website for new requests, but my body needs to come first. I'm desperate for a hot shower. I'll need to cleanse my face, scrape the paint out from under my nails, and I'll definitely have to slip into a fresh set of underwear. Whatever happened in that bathroom today took its toll on my body and my clothes. Well, the night is young. I can relax later. For now, it's time to start scrubbing. May 28th, Thursday morning. The convenience store is a little more crowded than usual. The mundane chatter of business people, students, and workers buzzes in the air like a swarm of relentless flies. Throughout the drone of mingled conversation, I happen to catch a few interesting words here and there.
Have you seen that one website?
What do you mean by request a death?
My lips curl into a half smile, half snarl.
Since he always cheats, I thought I might upload his photo.
And you think Corpse Girl really exists?
To hear so many people talking about Corpse Girl's website is enough to make my nerves tingle. However, I know they're not talking about it because of Akane Tsurumaki's death. As far as I can tell, her death wasn't reported to the news as a suspicious case. The only source of information I could locate was her obituary, and that didn't mention anything about foul play, so there's no way anyone could know that Corpse Girl was involved. People are talking about the website in the same way they always have. Like, it's just an interesting topic of conversation, an icebreaker, one of those things you tell your friends to entertain them. An icebreaker. Yeah, let's talk about this site that just kills people as like a way to just open the conversation. And therein is my issue with the website as a topic conversation. It's just an urban legend, a point of discussion that inevitably fizzes out and is forgotten. People talk about it, people visit the website out of curiosity, but very few people take action and request a death. That's the part that annoys me. If people don't actively participate, how can I prove myself to the world? How can Corpse Girl claim her victims if there are no victims to be claimed? As long as the website is simply a talking point, a myth, an icebreaker, then Corpse Girl's ambitions will remain unfulfilled. To be fair, I haven't yet provided a compelling reason for people to take the website seriously. The death toll is humiliatingly low. I need to ramp it up and step up my game for Corpse Girl's sake. Until I manage to do that, people will continue to simply discuss the website in hushed tones like it's some taboo fantasy that shouldn't be spoken of. But with some more time and some more victims, soon everyone will know to fear Corpse Girl. Thanks to the constant drone in the convenience store, I barely register the quiet melody of a ringtone. Eventually, my ears become keen enough to pick it out, and I answer my phone.
Hey.
Good morning, Noriko. Is this a bad time?
Not at all. I'm at the convenience store.
Oh, good. I wanted to catch you before work.
No worries. I actually meant to call you yesterday, but the day got away from me.
That's okay. I wanted to ask if you spoke to Shinya yet?
I sure did. Guess what?
What?
You start work on Monday! You'll be doing data entry with me. We might even get to sit near each other.
Oh my gosh. Really? Are you telling the truth?
Of course. When have I ever lied to you? Oh, Noriko, I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you so much. Does this mean I can quit the maid cafe now? Yep. Quit today if you can. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Aoi, are you crying? I'm so happy.
Making Aoi so overwhelmingly happy feels really good. I care so much for this girl. Her happiness is vital to me.
I owe you so much. And Shinya, too. I know. I'll buy him a gift to give him on my first day. Do you think he'll like that?
Yeah, I'm sure he will. That's a great idea, Aoi.
What does he like?
I managed to spill the answer to that without having to think
Crime
twice.
novels.
Oh, really? His dad is a detective, right? Okay, I can get something like that. Right now, I'm going to march into the cafe and quit.
You tell him. Good luck, kid.
Okay, bye, Noriko.
The call ends and I smile. Aoi sounded so happy. I'm really glad that I could help her out. She deserves to be happy. I barely have time to select a can of coffee from the line of the refrigerated shelves before my phone rings again.
Huh? Aoi?
Sorry to call again, Noriko. I just, something was bugging me.
So, what's up?
Did I, this is going to sound stupid. Did I thank you for getting me the job?
Oh, yeah, you did. A few times, I think.
Okay, phew. I just wanted to check. It was bothering me. And I didn't want to come off as ungrateful. So, you know what? Just to make sure. Thank you, Noriko. Okay, I'm going now, really. Bye-bye.
Bye, Aoi.
The call ends and my brow furrows. That was strange, but maybe not so strange for Aoi. I guess she really wanted to be polite. I shrug it off and return to selecting my coffee for the day. The office atmosphere is unusually somber when I exit the elevator. There are fewer people around than normal. Some executives I rarely see on this level are hovering around in one of the glass screen cubicles on one side of the floor. I spy Shinya standing at his desk, talking quietly on the phone. He's nodding and bowing a lot, despite the fact that whoever is on the other end of the call can't see him. I want to ask somebody what's going on, but nobody seems to notice me arriving. I shuffle my way to my desk and sit down. I spend some time looking over a spreadsheet of today's tasks. After going through it thoroughly, Shinya arrives in front of my desk, seemingly out of breath.
Noriko, has anyone filled you in yet?
No, what's going on? Why is half the office empty?
Well, you see, somebody within the company died yesterday.
Oh? Somebody we know?
Shinya shakes his head slowly, his expression gravely serious.
Nobody you would have interacted with. She was an exec, up on the 21st floor. Apparently, she never showed up yesterday, but her coworkers just assumed she was taking a personal day. People started getting the news in the afternoon. She was involved in some sort of accident, and now she's...
Dead?
Shinya glared at me, his narrow pupils seemingly accusing me of being tactless.
Yes. Dead.
So, I mean, I get it's a tragedy and all, but how does this explain where everyone is today?
You should have received an email sent out by HR this morning. Basically, everyone is being offered professional grief counseling.
Seriously?
I think some people are taking up the offer, but I suspect some other employees are using the opportunity to skip out on work. Regardless, what happened to Miss Tsurumaki was a tragedy. So unexpected.
I blink a few times, getting ready to turn back to my computer. Miss Tsurumaki?
Wait, what was her name?
Huh? Ms. Tsurumaki. It should be in the email. She had a young daughter and everything. It's really sad.
Akane Tsurumaki. Though I've never met her before, her face appeared in my mind with startling clarity. Self-asphyxiation, an accident. She worked here? I can scarcely believe it. It's true that this is a massive company with thousands of employees Japan-wide, but still, for her to work in the very same building as me, it's too coincidental and it doesn't feel right. Would I have gone through with killing her if I knew that she worked in my building? This scenario creates more questions than answers. The person that requested her death, do they also work here? It would have to be somebody who knows her well enough to want her dead. Odds are high that they work here as well.
You okay?
I realize that I've been spacing out, and I turn back to Shinya.
Yeah, sorry. Just thinking is all.
Well, grief affects us all in different ways, I think. The details for the counseling sessions are in the email. Be sure to take up the company's offer if you think it'll help. As for me, I think I'll be okay. Some quiet reflection on the matter should help clear my head.
Sure, okay.
Plus, I have a date with Tomoe to look forward to. It's important to look ahead in times like these, isn't it? I think I read that somewhere.
Ugh, yeah, that's what they say.
Very well then. Do your best today, okay?
Right.
Shinya takes his leave and I let my shoulders slump. He killed someone from my office building, but I didn't know that at the time. Could my involvement be traced? No. I was careful to cover my tracks. I deleted the photos from my computer, discarded the burner phone SIM card, and trashed the phone itself. There's no way anyone would find out that I was involved. Besides, I don't even know if authorities are treating the case as a murder. As far as general information goes, it would seem like it truly is being treated as an accident. I'm in the clear. I know I am. However, I would like to uncover the identity of the person who requested Tsurumaki's death. The thought that it could be someone I work with makes me way too curious. Despite work being eventful this morning, the rest of the day passed quietly. Even Tomoe kept her distance from me. I wonder if I scared her off when I casually mentioned reporting her to the police. Not that I actually would report her. That would lead to the police getting mixed up in my life, and I can't really have that considering my moonlighting occupation. Especially now that I know I have a connection to Tsurumaki. I brush my hair in front of the mirror in my bedroom. I remove my makeup and reveal the ever so faint bruise on my cheek, the fading token of my fight with Tomoe. Since night is rather cold, I decide to snuggle up under the covers in bed with my laptop. I crawl into bed and pull the plush blankets up over myself. The warmth and softness is immediately comforting, and I have to fight the urge not to fall asleep here and now. To keep myself awake, I check the request on my website. I'm pleasantly surprised to find there are 2 new requests. 2 in one day. Heart begins to race and I quickly open the messages. The first message reads, request details. Today, 11:14 a.m. local time. Victim's phone? Image attachment not found. Ugh. No image attachment. What? I thought I configured the website to reject requests unless the image is attached. This is really irritating. I got my hopes up for nothing. It takes me a second to remember that there's another request waiting. My optimism renewed, I hurried to click into the unread message. Request details. Today, 5:06 p.m. local time. Victim's phone. Downloading image attachment. Yes! The request has been submitted correctly. The image is loading before my eyes. The new victim is a male, early 20s. He's fit and athletic looking. His clothing is casual, so it's impossible to infer what kind of work he does. The photo of him is pretty simple. I don't know if he uses it for his noise profile or if it's an ID photo of some sort. Either way, he looks like a happy person. I'm not so naive to pretend I can't guess at the reasons this guy has wanted dead. Perhaps an ex has submitted his details after a bad breakup, or a jealous sibling wants him out of the picture. People's motivations are purely selfish. Requesting the death of somebody is guaranteed to be motivated by self-interest. So why did somebody want Tsurumaki dead? She was so plain looking, so uninteresting. She didn't look like she was capable of even thinking about wronging someone. Did somebody want revenge on her? Or did someone simply find her so dull that the thought of removing her from the planet seemed appealing? I interrupt my own thoughts and return to the task at hand. Dwelling on a past victim won't do me any good if I want to continue my streak of success. This new guy is attractive. It's almost a shame to have to chop him up. Well, we all get what's coming to us. No sense in trying to avoid scarring a pretty face. Beauty is superficial anyway. I know that as well as anyone. No one deserves to be spared just because they're good looking. Beautiful people should suffer as much as anyone else. Beautiful people do suffer as much as anyone else. Take Aoi, for example. She's gorgeous, absolutely stunning, and definitely my type, but she suffers endlessly at the hands of cruel stalkers and patrons. Everyone suffers, beautiful or not. We all cop the crap we're dealt. So why fuss over a beautiful corpse? This guy, or Aoi, or even Tomoe on a good day, beautiful people die the same way as the average person. The guy on my computer screen probably doesn't really deserve to die. I'm sure there's some petty reason his death has been requested, but I take all requests seriously. I won't turn a single one down. Corpse Girl's convictions will pave the way to her fame. With a smirk and a lick of my lips, I get to work. I've got a nice, clear photo here, so I can go all out on the request. I hit up the DD, the database of the deceased, and spend some time selecting a suitable base image. I hesitate between choosing an image of a corpse with a knife in its throat, or a body soaking in a bloody bathtub with its wrist slit. Either image would do fine, but I really want something special for this latest victim. After all, I have to top my last success, right? Another 5 or 10 minutes pass until I gasp at coming across the perfect photo. Thanks to my clever use of tags and filters on the DD, this image matches my victim's description perfectly. 20 to 30 years old, athletic build, male. The corpse's legs are severed below the knees. Bloody stumps leak their vital fluids from on high. The body is hanging from a set of power lines in some suburban street. It's perfect. Beautiful even. It will help me create a beautiful death for a beautiful person. I kinda have to question the story behind this photo. I wonder if the police ever investigated and discovered what happened to the sucker. Well, regardless, this will serve my purpose. I download the high-resolution copy available and save it to my hard drive. My fingers trace along the computer's trackpad with practice movements, clicking, tapping, dragging at random intervals. The night carries on. This girl has some questionable kinks. I make my way through the train station this morning. My walk through the train station this morning is confident, cocky, self-assured. When I board the train, I even manage to take a seat for the first time in a while. I withdraw a worn book from my handbag and flip open the cover. There's a name scrawled in blue ballpoint pen on the first page, but it's become faded and illegible over time. I don't quite remember where I picked up this book. Maybe I discovered it at a secondhand bookshop? Who knows? I own so many obscure tomes that I can't be expected to recall purchasing every single one. Vanilla top 1 kink. Yeah, you're not kidding. Its aged cover and weathered spine both bear the same title. Foss Photography, a comprehensive history of photo manipulation. The book is written in English, and it's a slog to work through with my limited knowledge of that language. But I like to skim through it primarily for the photographs contained within. The examples of early image doctoring from centuries ago fascinates me. The book even features techniques and studies as recent as 1993 when it was first published. It's true that a lot of the techniques discovered within are no longer relevant in today's digital age. However, there's a hearty section dedicated to the art of manipulating corpse photos, something that I am indeed very, very interested in. The most intriguing aspect of the section's contents is that the featured artists perform the opposite kind of work that I do. Instead of manipulating images of the living to make them appear dead, the artists in the book edit images of the dead in order to make them look alive once more. In bygone eras where photographs of people were taken few and far between, a sect of artists dedicated themselves to honoring the memories of the deceased. They did this by making the photos taken upon death look beautiful and full of life. These photos were gifted to family members and loved ones. The tradition makes sense. Imagine if you lost someone dear to you and you had no photographs of them. Wouldn't it be wonderful to receive one last memento, a beautiful image of the way you remembered them? Instead of using makeup to beautify a corpse, these artists applied paintbrush and pen directly to the photograph to seemingly bring the deceased back to life. The impressive aspect of this process is the way they illustrated the corpse's eyes to look full of life. Even though it's a far cry from the work I do, I can't help but feel some sort of kinship with the artists discussed in this book. Surely we are cut from the same cloth. Browsing through the images in this book inspires me to work hard on my own photo editing. Many of the pictures are in black and white, but to me, that only drives home how impressive these old techniques were. I finished flipping through the chapter and closed the book. I hold the tattered tome close to my chest and breathe a sigh of satisfaction.
The next station is Shinjuku. The doors on the right side will open. Please change here for the Chuo line, the Shonan Shinjuku line, the Saikyo line.
I quickly stuff the book into my handbag and get ready to disembark the train. When I'm certain no one is looking, I carefully open the lid of the large dumpster in front of me. The stench of rotten food and who knows what else assaults my senses, and I reflexively gag and splutter. The staff at the convenience store really need to seal their trash in plastic bags before tossing it in here.
Ugh, this is disgusting. I have to stop doing this.
The raised, open lid locks into place at a 45-degree angle, allowing my now free hands to retrieve a small black object from my handbag. It's a flip phone, a cheap plastic thing with shiny charcoal finish. I open it up and tap on the retro tactile keys, confirming that I've completely deleted all sent messages and photos. Nodding to myself, satisfied that I've covered my tracks, I eject the battery from the back of the casing and toss it in the dumpster. I then snap the phone in half along the hinge, separating the screen from the keypad. The screen crunches into pieces with a gratifying underneath my shoes. I retrieve the smashed parts from the asphalt, careful not to prick my finger on the sharp glass. With hardly a glance, I unceremoniously launch the broken parts of the phone into the dumpster. I clap my hands together to dust them off, then shut the dumpster lid and hurry away. I sidle between the brick wall of the convenience store and a narrow metal railing intended to keep people like me away from the dumpsters. Now in front of the convenience store, I finally feel I can breathe deeply without fear of inhaling the toxic contents of the dumpster. I let my lungs take their fill before nonchalantly crossing the street. That takes care of my latest burner phone, but before leaving the office building, I cracked the SIM card in half and disposed of it in combustible trash. Now, with the phone itself destroyed and discarded at a different location, my mind is at ease. It's been slightly less than 24 hours since I messaged my latest victim, that athletic guy that I may have briefly fantasized about during my restless slumber. My general rule of thumb is to keep a burner phone for exactly 24 hours after sending a photo. However, I made an exception today. I wanted to discard the phone early, clear my anxiety, and get a full night's rest tonight. Besides, it's not like anyone ever replies to the messages I send. I'd love it if they did, but it is what it is. So really, there's no point in holding on to evidence of my wrongdoing for longer than necessary. If memory serves, I wrote tomorrow's date on the latest victim's timestamp, May 30th, 10:31 a.m. The victim may decide to kill himself today, of course. He could end up like Akane Tsurumaki. But if he's anything like her, he'll hold out until just a few hours before the designated time. He'll let panic and fear boil and build inside him until he can't take it anymore. Or someone else will come along and end it all for him. I can't be sure. Still, I don't know what happened to Ruri Hatano. Did she kill herself or did someone else snuff out her life? Either way, I'll start researching obituaries tomorrow. I'm confident that this will be another successful request. If it is, I'll truly be on a winning streak. With butterflies in my stomach, I cross the road. On my route home, I usually like to trek through the small park close to my apartment, provided the weather is decent. I avoid the park in the mornings, as a lot of people walk their dogs and I can't risk my allergies flaring up before I reach the office. In the evening, the park is much emptier. I suppose I finish work a bit earlier than most people, so while everyone else is busy I can enjoy the fresh air and scenery. I make my way along the neat, broad dirt path that connects one side of the park to the other. Wooden benches line the path at regular intervals. In this time of evening, it's common to see a homeless person or two using a bench as a resting place. This city has more homeless people than the general population would care to admit. I try not to think too much of it as I walk by every day. I already know that many people have it worse off than I do, but there's not exactly anything I can do to help, right? Should I be giving these people money that I can't afford to spare? Wouldn't I just end up homeless as well? I'm not exactly broke, but I live month to month on my salary. It's expensive to live on the outskirts of Akihabara, and commuting to Shinjuku every day isn't exactly cheap either. Then you add in electricity bills, phone, food. I mean, I don't eat unless I have to, but I'd starve if I didn't buy a meal every other day. And don't get me started on the cost of the coffee I drink. If I'm lucky, I can score a can for 100 yen, but more often than not, I'm paying up to 150 for a single can. Even if I were to buy canned coffee in bulk from one of those huge variety stores like Don Quixote, I'd still only save a handful of loose change, and I wouldn't have access to the familiar selection I get at the convenience store. I'm just thankful that I don't go out for drinks after work like most of my colleagues. If I had to buy a few rounds of beer every week, my bank account would definitely dry up. By avoiding that type of group outing, not only do I save money, but I'm also not forced to spend more time around people. It's a win-win situation. Realizing I'm trudging along the path at a snail's pace, I tell myself to speed up my gait. Towards the exit of the park, the silhouettes of two people on the bench come into view. The sound of laughter carries on the wind, and I can't help but feel like I've heard the voices before. As I draw closer, a sinking sensation clutches at my stomach. I immediately get the urge to turn around, but I'm so close to home.
Aha! It's Noriko! Fancy seeing her here.
Noriko's here.
Tomoe and Shinya. Tomoe glares and flips her long hair behind her ear with a shit-eating grin on her face. Shinya looks kinda out of place outside the office. His face is filtered by an especially uncomfortable expression. I start to wonder why these two people are here. But then I recalled that Tomoe did mention they were going on a date on Friday night. I suppose it's just my bad luck that I would run into them on the way home. Though, what are they doing here in Akihabara? I have to assume that Tomoe came here on purpose just to
On your
spite
way
me.
home?
Uh-huh. How's your, date?
We're having a blast. Right, Chen?
Yes, of course. A great time.
I wonder if Tomoe has been dragging Shinya along against his will.
Okay, well, I'll leave you to it.
Hey, we're gonna grab some chicken. Why don't you come with us?
I've heard that KFC is very popular over there.
No thanks.
I can't think of any worse way to spend an evening than eating with Tomoe.
Please come with us, Noriko.
Shinya has a dejected look on his face. It's pitiful, but he brought this date on himself. Why should I have to bail him out? Yeah, it is. It supposedly is a Christmas tradition, which is kind of funny. I'm wondering if this is one of those situations where somebody told Shinya that he would be making the MC jealous if he went out with Tomoe, and that's why they're on a date, because he seems so uncomfortable. And the fact that, like, if you think about before, where he seemed like really into us, and then suddenly he's like, oh, actually I really like Tomoe, it makes me wonder if maybe there's something weird going on there.
I've got things to do tonight.
Are you sure you're not just avoiding eating? Afraid to gain a bit of fat?
He just wants all the bitches. I honestly don't know what to say to that.
Say, Shin, you ever seen Noriko eat anything?
Well, now that you mention it, she never seems to eat at the office.
I eat at home, if that's okay with you.
It's not completely a lie. Sometimes I eat at home, sometimes I don't eat at all.
Come on, come get some chicken with us. You can throw it back up or whatever afterwards if it makes you feel better.
Oh my god. She's starting to get on my nerves. I swear, she tries to identify my flaws and insecurities just so she can rub them in my face.
Tomoe, you're not being very nice to Noriko. Aren't you two supposed to be friends?
We're besties. Besties talk shit to each other, right, Noriko?
This is so toxic. Yeah, you're not kidding.
Right.
Huh. Fascinating.
Anyway, I'm going now. See you on Monday.
Okay. See you then.
Buzzkill. She's such a drag.
I let Tomoe's words hang in the air as I walk past her. I'm pretty annoyed that she dragged Shinya all the way here just to taunt me. Is this her idea of a good date? Does she care about Shinya at all, or is this whole thing just to annoy me? Actually, that does sound plausible. Maybe, perhaps this is staged by the two of them for some reason, which would explain why she's more interested in pissing us off than actually being on a date with this guy. Toxic all the way around the board. Tomoe dating Shinya doesn't even get under my skin. I don't have feelings for him at all. What does get on my nerves is the simple fact that Tomoe is trying so hard to get on my nerves. Of course it wouldn't be fair if I could carry on my way home without one final interruption. Tomoe calls out to me again.
Your friend Aoi is gonna start work with us on Monday, yeah? Oh, fun. I can't wait to meet a friend of Noriko's.
I grimace. I suppose Shinya told her about it. I turned back to face them both.
Don't even think about messing with Aoi. That girl has dealt with enough crap at her last job.
Oh, has she? Maybe big, strong Noriko can protect her now.
I'd do anything for her. She's my best friend. If you had any friends of your own, you'd understand what that feels like.
Well, I got plenty of friends. And only some of them are sluts like you.
Yeah. I'm going.
I finally managed to disengage from the conversation, even with Tomoe's mocking laugh piercing the air. Exit the park, cross the road, and walk down the block leading to my apartment. Tomoe, I have to wonder if that girl exists solely to irritate me. I have to tell myself she's not worth my time. I can't let her taunts get to me. Yeah, it is. Grin and bear it, as they say. That's what stoic, unflinching Noriko would do. Running a hand through my hair, I smile and approach my apartment building. May 30th, Saturday afternoon. I spent all morning trying unsuccessfully to calm my nerves. I'm anxious about finding out whether my latest victim has perished. It's afternoon now, so the time written on his photo has passed. If my work was successful, I would know soon enough. I've already set up an obituary news alert on my phone to keep me informed. Instead of sitting at home all day and waiting for my phone to go off, I decide to visit an old favorite hangout. Public libraries don't get the credit they deserve in this age. They're quiet, calm, soothing. I can sit here for hours for free and just get lost in different worlds. Plus, they always carry works by my favorite authors. Sometimes the librarians are even kind enough to recommend titles that might fit my taste. I don't feel judged here. Nobody looks at me and mocks my clothing or my makeup. Nobody looks at me and asks if I've had enough to eat lately. Nobody makes fun of me, that lonely girl in the corner reading Lovecraft and calmly stroking her hair. Every so often, I put my book aside and check my phone out of habit. Still no alerts. Have I miscalculated something? Did my latest photo not look convincing or damning enough to inspire suicide or murder? I find myself growing increasingly anxious and impatient.
Cthulhu, huh? You a Lovecraft nerd?
I blink twice and look up at the strange man standing over me.
Huh?
Sus, didn't mean to interrupt. Notice you're reading Lovecraft. Huh, in Japanese too. Didn't know this book had been translated.
Yeah. My English isn't great, so I read the translated versions.
That's mad. Do they translate esoteric names? Can't imagine Cthulhu being easy to write in kanji.
Well, it's written in katakana, so...
Of course. Kojiro.
The man extends a hand and I can't tell if he wants me to shake it or pass him my book.
What?
I'm Kojiro. You?
Noriko. Kurosawa.
Nice. Just Kojiro for me. No last name. Call me Koji.
You don't have a last name?
Used to. Lost it. Fire, you know. I'm just Kojiro now.
I don't believe that's how fires or last names work, my dude. This guy is weird. His clothes smell like they've been stashed in the back of a closet for a decade or two. His face is unshaven and his eyes are scarily clear and focused, despite being masked by a pair of thick glasses.
Didn't mean to keep you. Saws again. I'm looking for Nobel Sinclair. He around here?
I mean, I don't know. Who?
Writer guy? Did that book about befriending the dead? The librarian told me to check these shelves.
Sorry, I don't really know.
No worries. I'll find him. You know, you look like the type who'd enjoy his books. Not to judge you by your cover. Need a strong stomach, though. Messed up shit.
As much as I hate to admit it, the stranger has captured my interest.
How messed up are we talking?
Well, his first book describes dressing up corpses, taking them to dinner. Goal is to not get caught out. Mad, right? Like something out of that American movie, Weekend with Bernard? Or something like that. Second book goes nuts. Main character fills the school classroom with bodies, all dressed up as students. Runs lectures and records them, puts them online. Best part? No one can figure out if these books are fiction. Internet says Nobel Sinclair actually did these things. Says he's doing time now, writing these books as a confession.
Interesting.
Right? It's deranged. Makes for a good bedtime reading.
What is wrong with these people?
Huh.
You want noise? Well, of course you are.
Yeah. You?
Yeah. At Koji Koji. Add me if you like. We can talk shop. I'm gonna find Nobel. Wish me luck.
And without so much as a glance back at me, the man walks away. Imagine somebody just walking into your life, talking about some real fucked up shit for like 2 minutes and then just bye. I try to return to my reading, but that whole conversation just replays back in my head. What a bizarre encounter. Maybe I'll just head home for today. Being here has helped me calm down, but I am still eagerly anticipating the fate of my victim. Besides, I have to admit that I'm growing a little bit hungry. Maybe onigiri, a rice ball, from the convenience store will tide me over until tomorrow. I mean, you've got a point, I guess. I gather my things and stand up, letting out a little whew as I stretch my muscles. As I head towards the sliding doors to leave the library, a little alert sounds from my phone. She looks so happy. This is it! My phone is in my hands in less than a second, the screen unlocked, and the obituary page loading before my eyes. Article posted online. Today, 2:39 p.m. Keywords found. 3. Mr. Accident. Numerical data range. 2030. Image data found. Yes. Saturday, May 30th. Mr. Eiichi Hanada, 22, of Tokyo Prefecture, has been pronounced dead this afternoon at a traffic intersection, 12:02 p.m. Coroner's office reports that Mr. Hanada was involved in a traffic accident. No other casualties have been reported. Mr. Hanada is survived by his fiancée, who wishes to remain anonymous. A funeral service has not yet been arranged. View image attachment? I quickly load the image attachment and can't believe my eyes. The photo is the exact same one that was sent to me through Corpse Girl's website. There can be absolutely no doubt that this is my latest victim. I've done it again! My breathing starts to quicken. My cheeks begin to grow hot. I know from experience that if I don't get somewhere private and quickly, I may very well make a fool of myself in public. I quickly glance around the library for a sign pointing to a restroom. As soon as my eyes settle on it, I dash towards it, swerving between bookshelves and through narrow aisles. There's one door for unisex bathroom, an unremarkable beige portal. The muscles in my thighs are tightening, and I squirm as I reach for the door. My hands grasp the cool metal handle and presses down, only to be met with unmovable resistance. It's locked! There's a sign on the door. I notice I completely ignored in my haste. Closed for cleaning.
Shit!
I curse despite my best effort to keep a low profile. My head turns frantically, looking for somewhere, anywhere, that I can sit down and remain out of sight when my body reacts erratically to my latest success.
Oh, you busted?
This guy again.
I need to use the restroom.
I hope he can't tell that my expression on my face is not one of desperation to use the facilities.
On it.
To my surprise, Kojiro stands up to the restroom door and begins to slam his fist against it.
Cleaning time is over. Get out of there.
I hear a panicked yelp from within. Kojiro's commanding voice was more than a little intimidating. Within seconds, a terrified old woman emerges. She wheels her cleaning trolley around us, bows quickly, and disappears from sight.
About to hold it.
Thanks.
I dash past Kojiro, unable to believe what is happening here. I slam the door behind me and slip into the cubicle. As soon as I sit atop the toilet's closed lid, my legs begin to shake uncontrollably and I have to lean backwards to steady myself. Eiichi Hanada is dead, killed in a traffic accident. That could mean anything, but I'm willing to bet that I caused his death. After seeing the photo of his dismembered corpse, he might have purposely crashed his car, or perhaps someone else rammed his vehicle, intent on murdering him on behalf of Corpse Girl. I still don't know how my power works. I don't know why these victims end up dead, but the cause of death ultimately doesn't matter. What matters is that Corpse Girl is victorious once more. I find myself panting, squirming, struggling to restrain myself. My vision fogs, my knuckles clench, and with barely a fanfare, I begin to cool down all of a sudden. Just like that, the overwhelming urge to explode simply flutters away. Huh? My breathing regulates, my legs solidify and rest firmly on the ground. This experience wasn't nearly as staggering as the last time. Maybe because I was so confident this victim would die, my body already prepared itself for it? Have I already become desensitized to my ability to wield death itself? I won't pretend that I'm not disappointed. That exhilarating feeling I experienced last time, the complete and utter loss of control, it was addicting. I craved the experience in it again. Still, I need to remind myself of the most important thing. I fulfilled the request issued to Corpse Girl. That's 2 new victories in a row. 2 victories in a single week. As long as requests keep coming in, I can keep achieving my goals. I can do this. Full of confidence and feeling steady once more, I exit the cubicle and leave the bathroom. That strange man, Kojiro, is waiting for me at the end of the aisle.
Good?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for... I really needed the bathroom.
Of course. Been there. Gotta go when you gotta go. Look what I found.
Kojiro holds up the book with a plain black cover.
Nobel Sinclair's latest. Dazed by the Dead. It's a ripper.
Oh, what's that one about?
Falling in love with the dead. Read it already last year. Time for another go. Oh, here.
Kojiro hands another book to me, this one with a brown cover. An illustration on the front depicts a field of flowers.
What's this?
Sinclair's first ever published work. Strange Flower. Title's nonsense. This is the one where he puts corpses in suits, treats them to meals at fancy restaurants. Loaned it out under my name. He'd take it. Return it before the due date. Can't risk getting fined.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll be sure to read it.
Sure. Send me your thoughts and noise. Right. Be seeing you.
A brief wave of his hand and he disappears behind the closest shelves. I can't really get over how peculiar he is, but he certainly is making an effort to be friendly. I turn the heavy book over in my hands and look inside the front cover for a publication date. 2009. It's actually not that old. Definitely not as old as the fiction I normally consume. I shrug and hoist the bulky tome underneath my arm, then make for the library's exit. I feel uncommonly hungry on my way home, so much so that I decide to stop by a restaurant and get some dinner. I wonder if killing stirs my appetite. I often pass this establishment when I exit the train station in Akihabara. It's an old venue that serves traditional Japanese food as well as popular Western dishes. To say that I've always been curious about eating here would be accurate. I've been working hard lately, achieving my goals. I can afford to treat myself to a cooked meal, right? Why do I find it so hard to justify that? I'm even going to eat at a booth tonight, another rarity for me. A waitress guides me to an empty booth, and I slide in before looking at the menu. The house specialty, according to the menu in my hands, is grilled eel. Not exactly my favorite. In fact, seafood of any variety doesn't sit well in my stomach. I decide to pass on the specials and order something I know I can digest. Omu rice sounds good. I used to eat it a lot as a kid. Omelette, rice, and ketchup. What's not to like? Plus it's only 700 yen before tax. The waitress returns to take my order and confidently point out what I'd like. She offers me a smile and hurries off to the next table. Perhaps my recent victory streak has given my courage a boost, because I hardly feel awkward or anxious sitting here, surrounded by people eating and drinking on all sides. Hey, hello there. I'm somewhat calm and at ease amidst the hustle and bustle of the restaurant. I almost feel like it might be nice to have company. A friend, perhaps Aoi or even Shinya, might be nice to talk to and pass the time with. Oh well, in a way, I do have some company. I retrieve a book from my handbag, the very same book Kojiro lent to me, and I open it up to the first chapter. Strange Flower, an odd, apparently meaningless title. Still, it comes highly recommended by an eccentric stranger, so it must be good. My meal arrives when I'm a few pages into the book. I thank the waitress and look at the omu rice before me. It smells good, and it's presented beautifully. I can probably eat at least a quarter of it if this portion without feeling ill. I pick up the spoon and slice through the middle of the omu rice, causing a puff of steam to billow up. Throwing caution to the wind, I scoop up a good amount and bring it into my mouth. I just played for the first time today. I only made it to this exact part. Yeah, it's been what? Oh, 3 hours. Goodness. It's been pretty good so far, though. Definitely a little bit different. What was your take on it? It's delicious. There's no other word to describe it. The convenience store meals I normally eat can't even compare to something like this. The egg is soft, the rice is fluffy, and there's just enough ketchup along the top. I take a second mouthful, then a third. I can't help but giggle a little at the thought of myself sitting here, eating like a normal person. All the people around me probably think I'm a normal person, too. Just a girl sitting at a restaurant, eating her dinner. Another quiet giggle escapes my lips, and I gently dab my mouth with a napkin. I set my spoon to the side and return to the book in front of me. The author of this work certainly is interesting. Nobel Sinclair. According to the bio inside the front cover, he moved to Japan from overseas at a young age. I decided to stop reading the bathroom trips out loud on stream. Yeah, she does get rather excited, doesn't she? This girl's got some weird kinks. Let's see. At a young age. The book was written originally in Japanese. It's not a translation, but even so, the writing style is quite unusual. I can't quite put my finger on what is strange about it. Maybe it's the lack of complex kanji used throughout. Everything is written rather simple, in hiragana, almost like the intended audience is elementary school kids. But that can't be right. The themes contained within are truly disturbing. Maybe the author just doesn't have the greatest comprehension of writing in Japanese. It's true that a lot of adults have trouble with complex kanji. Professional authors, though, not so much. Anyway, it's not like it matters too much. The book is interesting enough to keep me turning pages. I must be completely absorbed in reading because before I know it, the waitress is politely letting me know that the restaurant is closing soon. I nod and look at the plate of amu rice in front of me. The meal has gone cold, and I only ate 3 bites. Still, I'm feeling full now, and I really enjoyed what I did eat. I don't even feel any added weight on my hips as I get to my feet. That's definitely a positive thing. I stretch my arms and legs, pull my book out of my bag, put my book in my bag, Jesus, and offer the waitress some money along with the bill. I'm doing my best to read this. I tend to stutter a lot, so trying to read kind of consistently has been a chore, but we're getting through it. A blast of frigid night air nearly sweeps off my feet when I step out of the restaurant. If I'd known the weather was going to take a turn for the worst, I would have brought myself a scarf and jacket. It's the end of spring, so unpredictably cold weather is pretty rare. I guess I can't be blamed for not bundling up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyway, it's not raining, and I'm close to home, so it shouldn't be a problem. I head down the street and watch a few shop owners closing their stores for the night. They don't pay me any mind as I wander by. My phone bursts to life and rings out in the quiet night air. I grab it and press it close to my ear for warmth.
Hello? Aoi?
Noriko? Hello. Is this a bad time?
No, I'm just walking home.
You're out at this time of night? That's not like you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been reading pretty much this entire time. There's a lot of reading that goes along with this. It's really nice when you get these moments where they're like talking to each other and you're like, oh, thank goodness. I could just stop.
I stopped somewhere to eat. What's up?
You stopped to eat? Say, about the new job.
What is it?
I spoke to the manager at the Maid Cafe, but he said I can't quit.
He said that? Oh, well, it's not up to him. You have every right to quit. Did you tell him you've landed a new job?
Yes, I told him. But he said he spent so much time and money training me that if I quit now, he'll treat it as stealing from the company and he'll call the police.
Oh, what a load of crap! Hang on. Are you at the cafe now?
Yes, I just finished my shift. We're closing up.
I'll be right there. I'm only a minute away anyway. I'm going to give your manager a piece of my mind.
No, Noriko, you can't.
Just watch me. I'll be right there.
I end the call despite Aoi's objections. I can't believe how furious I am. Aoi finally has an escape route from that god-awful job, and now the manager won't let her quit? That has to be illegal. I've never met her manager, but I can just imagine this type. A self-important, wretched, greedy pig thinks he's the king of the world because he runs a shady maid cafe in the back streets. Well, I won't stand for it. People like him are the ones that should be reported to Corpse Girl's website. I'd love to target victims like that. I change direction and take up a running pace. The cool air against my face is kind of nice now that my body is warming up a little. Thankfully, there is hardly anyone around this time of night, so I don't feel particularly embarrassed by running in public. I'm not a terribly fit person, so it isn't long before I feel out of breath. I come to the shop at the end of the street, heaving and clutching my chest.
Okay. Deep breaths.
After taking a moment to collect myself, I start back up, walking briskly this time. I can see the Maid Cafe's illuminated sign ahead of me. I approach the entrance and read the neon board. Château de Cristal, welcome home, master. Drinks from just 400 yen. Tables charge 500 yen per person. Open till 10 p.m. every night. I pass the sign and reach for the door handle just as somebody hurriedly throws the door open and emerges.
Noriko?
Aoi, told you I'd be here.
I'm really glad to see you.
Aoi gives me a brief wave. She fidgets nervously and straightens the ruffles on her dress.
I can't believe you have to wear this ridiculous outfit.
Yeah, but the costume isn't the worst part of the job.
I know. Listen, is your manager still here?
Aoi hesitates and shakes her head sadly.
You just missed him. There are only a few girls inside closing up.
Damn it. Ugh, I really wanted to give him a piece of my mind.
Noriko, it's fine. I can continue working here. It's not so bad.
Hell no! Don't even pretend it's okay. This place is torturing you. You have that customer that always gropes you, and now your manager is controlling you? I won't stand for it, and you shouldn't either.
But what can I do?
I'm honestly stumped by the question. In all my hasteness to get here, I never even thought through a plan for Aoi. Damn it, that heartbreaking expression on her face. I just want to grab her, hug her, tell her everything's going to be okay. So, why can't I?
Aoi. I know you don't feel like it, but you're the strongest girl I know. All the shit you've dealt with over the years, all the shit you're still dealing with. You're brave, whether you know it or not. My issues pale in comparison to yours, but you still get up each and every day and do your best. I'm proud of you, and I want to make things easier for you. Come work with me at Temujin. Just leave this place behind. Forget all about it.
Noriko.
You're my best friend. You always will be. Even if we can't be anything more than that, I'm happy just having you in my life. I'd do anything for you, Aoi. I hope you realize that.
Of course. I know. Thank you, Noriko.
Yeah, she is. She's actually a really good friend.
Let's get out of here. It's really late. Come back to my place.
You know I can't. All my things are at home, and I need to check everything first. Otherwise...
I nod calmly. I understand. I can't push her too much.
Don't worry. I get it.
And the thing is, I can't just run away from this place. That stalking customer. He knows where I live, and, well, if I stop showing up to work, he said he'll visit me at home.
What is wrong with your life? Oh my gosh.
Why don't we go to the police?
I can't do that!
Without warning, Aoi bursts into tears just as rain begins to spill from the clouds.
I can't get him in trouble. I just can't.
Aoi, what? What is he?
He's... Emily.
A gust of wind blows down the narrow street, causing my hair to whip wildly in my face. I brush it out of my eyes and mouth, only to see Aoi standing still, her head down.
Stalker.
Yeah, it did.
Emily?
This is pretty bad.
I could never bring myself to tell you. But surely you must have wondered why I've put up with it for so long.
I don't know what to say. I'm stunned. You're putting up with it Because you don't want him arrested.
Yes. If he goes to prison, the rest of my family will disown me. And I'll truly have no one.
You have me.
You know what I mean. I'm just going to go home for tonight. Thanks for coming out to see me, Noriko.
Aoi turns on her heel and strolls away, the click-clack of her shoes against the wet pavement echoing throughout the street.
Aoi.
She doesn't hear me breathe her name as she disappears into the darkness. That poor girl. There has to be something I can do. Oh no, there's choices? Oh no. What do we do here? Let's see, is there a save button? Alright. Alright guys, what do we pick? Go after Aoi or give her some space? That's fair. I'm thinking maybe we should give her some space. Aoi is gone, and I didn't lift a finger to try to stop her. I know her well. If I chase her, pursue her, she'll just resent me for it. It took a long time for her to heal the wounds I inflicted last time I pursued her relentlessly. The best thing to do is give her space, let her sort her own thoughts out. She'll talk to me when she's well and ready. I just need to be patient with her. Thanks. My phone rings, the sound slicing through the patter of rain. It's Aoi, of course it is.
Hey.
She called us to be like, why didn't you chase after me?
Noriko.
The girl bursts into tears, her sobs reverberating through my ears.
I can't do it anymore. I know. All my life.
I know, right?
All my life people have abused me, taken advantage of me. What did I do? What did I do wrong?
You never did anything wrong, Aoi. I can't explain other people's behavior. And I can't truly understand what you've been through. Sorry. I know that's not what you want to hear.
What do you do when it all gets too much, Noriko?
Me? Well, I mean, you know me better than anyone. When it all gets too much,
I run. I hide away. I tuck myself into my apartment and swear to never leave the safety of its walls.
Put it this way. I don't deal with things as well as I should.
Me neither. When things get overwhelming, my mind feels frazzled. And everything just gets worse and worse. I get caught up in little rituals, little habits, and I can't break free. I can't tear my mind away from the repetition, from the endless doubting and second guessing.
I know.
I can't keep going like this. Something has to change.
As much as I want to help you, this is something only you can do, Aoi.
Yeah.
But if nothing else, I'll always be here for you. Whether you want to break down and cry on my shoulder, or use me as a punching bag, or just vent to me, I'll be here.
Noriko. Thank you. I think you finally understand.
I'm trying, girl. I really am.
I'm going to make a change. I'm going to quit my stupid job. and join you at work on Monday. I promise. I promise I am going to get through this.
I know you are. I never doubted you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Okay?
I'll look forward to it.
Aoi ends the call. I'm not sure if I should feel better after that discussion, and I can't honestly tell if Aoi feels better either. I sigh and look up at the thick cloak of clouds above. The rain continues to fall. Maid/unmade. Forge a bond with Aoi. This is Sunday afternoon. Since we just had a split, maybe I will stop there for tonight. And we'll take this back up maybe tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. As I get through this game, I think what I'm going to do is I will stream here on Twitch. And if you're interested in watching it, maybe miss one of my streams by any chance, I will post them to YouTube also. But it should be roughly about the same time every night, I think. This game is definitely catching my interest. I kind of like the overall synopsis. The kink aspect of it is a little strange. But so far it's been pretty good. Like, the writing is really well done. Now if I could read it, that would be the next nice part. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a little while since I've done a visual novel. Yeah, it definitely caught me by surprise. I wasn't really sure what to expect coming into this. I purchased the game quite a while ago. I would say maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year. Maybe it hasn't been that long. But I had just kind of let it sit in my library and kind of forgot that it existed until tonight. I was just kind of bored and kind of skimming through what I had, and I saw it and I was like, you know what, I think I recall this game having a pretty good synopsis, so I'm glad we tried it out. But alright, let's see. I'll go ahead and save, and I will make this our second save file, actually. I guess this is just one of those games you just kind of find and like, oh yeah, I have this. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, about the same time. But I'm also posting them all to YouTube too, so if there is a chance that you might miss it, it'll be there as well. But I'll remember the username. I'll make sure to see you in chat tomorrow. Alright, I'm out. I'm getting kind of hungry. Time to go make food after watching all this craziness. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.